Chapter 1860. Countless demon armies were scattered by the flood and were swept far away by the flood. There would definitely be some demons who would die because of this, but there wouldn't be too many. Therefore, the demons weren't that afraid. They were just unhappy that this had happened, but what's the point? Countless experts from the Seventh Fey Temple stood in the void and watched the scene unfold. Yes, they were in a sorry state, but what happened next? The humans are probably doing this to boost their morale. Yes, it looks like it's working, but what's the truth? An old man laughed disdainfully. Go and find those people for me, and then kill them in front of the human race. The Seventh Fey Temple's Grand Elder ordered. Yes. Whoosh. Then they charged upwards. They thought that was all there was to it, and so did the humans. They watched the live broadcast, and their morale was greatly boosted, but they also knew that this was all there was to it. I was looking forward to it, but it looks like it's all there is to it. Yes, but it's enough. The Seventh Fey Temple's army is in such a sorry state. We can laugh at them later. Wait. Look. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Just when everyone thought that it was going to end, something strange happened again. It was originally a thunderstorm, but suddenly, thunderclouds flashed in the void, and countless lightning bolts intertwined. What's going on? The experts from the Seventh Fey Temple looked up at this scene. Oh no! They suddenly realized something, and their pupils contracted violently. At this moment, a group of people appeared not far from Lin Xian. There were tens of thousands of them, and their cultivation levels weren't low. Most of them were in the heavenly Tao. They were guiding the lightning. Lin Xian's lips curled slightly. This was the key to the plan. Using the flood to create a natural lightning gathering point, and then using tens of thousands of powerful lightning attribute warriors, they were strong to begin with. The demon army's cultivation levels weren't high to begin with. When all the lightning fell into the water, the result would be rumble. Countless lightning bolts fell from the sky into the water. In an instant, the flood became a natural lightning pool. Wherever it went, lightning bolts twined. Ah! Roar! Those demonic beasts roared and then gradually disappeared. Quick! Stop them! Quick! At this moment, the tens of thousands of experts from the Seventh Demon God Temple widened their eyes and shouted. This was something they hadn't expected. Quick! You're courting death! Whoosh! Then, they rushed over with surging momentum. However, because of the powerful barrier, even the Devil Race experts couldn't see these experts standing there guiding the lightning. There's a barrier here, destroy it. Quick! Yes! At this very moment, the humans all exclaimed in shock. F***CK. Awesome! Awesome! To be honest, this is something I didn't expect. It's really awesome. At first, I thought that the flood was already a big deal. It turns out that the real surprise is the combination of water and thunder. The Seventh Demon God Temple. Ha 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 ha. They are doomed. The bullet screen was rolling crazily, and words like awesome were being spammed. Well done. Murong Fong stood up and clenched his fist as he exclaimed in admiration. Well done. They stood up excitedly. This wasn't just to raise the morale of the humans. Under such circumstances, the Seventh Demon God Temple had almost lost their ability to fight. As mentioned before, in a war between two races, the ones in charge weren't the experts, but the countless demon race and human warriors. This was because the role of the experts was to fight and delay the other party's experts. The more you delayed, the stronger your subordinates were. Then, when the battle was about to end and the humans lost, the city would be conquered. Of course, unless the number and quality of your experts were overwhelming, then the experts would be the ones in charge. But this wasn't realistic. And now, Lin and City, which was originally going to be attacked by the 7th, 9th, and 15th Demon God Temple, might have lost the threat of the 7th Demon God Temple. The pressure would be reduced by more than a third. Perhaps the countless experts from the 7th Demon God Temple could still participate in the battle, but at most, they would contribute the strength of their experts. The humans would eventually have experts to deal with them. Quick, retreat. Retreat now. The Grand Elder of the 7th Demon God Temple roared angrily. Retreat? Those countless demon beasts also wanted to retreat, but how could they? Their speed couldn't compare to the rushing flood. Some demon beasts had higher realms, so they could outrun the flood. But 90% of them couldn't outrun it. And because they had prepared for a few days, the flood's volume was exaggerated. As they ran, they watched as the demon race behind them were swallowed by the flood. Then, they were swallowed by the flood as well. At first, they ran, but they didn't panic. At most, they would be swallowed by the flood and wouldn't be in much danger. But now, the flood behind them was filled with terrifying lightning. This was the Grim Reaper. With the Grim Reaper chasing after them, they could only run. If they couldn't escape, they would die. This is awesome. This is so awesome. Those who were watching the live stream felt their blood boil. Cheers could be heard from every corner of the human race. Such a scene was too inspiring. It's about time. Prepare for battle. Lin Xian said to the lightning-type experts beside him. As for the number of demon race casualties, it was definitely not a small number. Of course, it wasn't a total wipeout, but the losses were definitely huge. They were able to complete this plan because everyone cooperated well. On the other side, innumerable human experts were ready to set off. Activate the teleportation array. Xiao Runing ordered. Whoosh. Demon race experts and armies from all directions entered the teleportation array and appeared in various locations around the area at the same time. In the blink of an eye, millions of human soldiers and countless experts of the 3 major human forces appeared in the surroundings. Kill. Murong Feng gave the order. Whoosh. Above the void, countless experts leaped into the air and charged toward the 7th Demon God Temple expert. Grand Elder. The 7th Demon God Temple's Grand Elder gritted his teeth. Kill them. Then, a shocking battle broke out between the 2 factions here. For the demon race, this was the moment when the 7th Demon God Temple was defeated. Moreover, they were relatively far away from the demon race, so they could fight freely. It was the demon race's attack. No one expected the demon race to suddenly launch such a counterattack. Chapter 1861. The battle on the other side was very intense. The demons were retreating. The demon race was already at a disadvantage. Moreover, they were in a state of mental collapse and panic. How could they withstand the sudden attack of the human race? Moreover, the humans had sent out a lot of experts. They had made sufficient preparations beforehand. The sheer number of experts caught the demons off guard and made them unable to retaliate. Great Elder, we have to retreat. If we don't, we'll suffer a great loss. The Great Elder of the 7th Demon God Temple clenched his fists tightly. Humans. Lin Xian. He looked at the figure in the crowd who was fighting. Lin Xian was just a little brat, but he was still very famous among the demon race. Because of this person, the demon race had lost too many benefits. This included the space plank road that was previously destroyed by this fool. The demons even wanted to assassinate Lin Xian, but, when they thought of the people who might be around Lin Xian, they gave up for the time being. Bastard! Bastard! The Great Elder roared angrily. This time he was the scapegoat. Even though no one expected such a thing to happen, the demon race's losses were real. An unimaginable loss. Retreat. Everyone retreat. Right now, the human race was on the rise. Coupled with their current victory, if they continued to fight, the human race would suffer even more losses. Retreat. Then, the demons ran desperately from where they came from. The humans had won a great victory. Awesome. Everyone exclaimed excitedly. Damn. This is 2F** King awesome. F***CK. This is too awesome. The demons will lose millions of demons in one go, right? Not just millions. Look at the flood. Damn, coupled with the lightning, it's like a divine punishment. They'll lose millions, right? This is 2F** King exciting. Damn. I thought we humans could only defend the cities at the edge and wait for the demons to appear, then fight for our homeland. I didn't expect our higher-ups to be so powerful. They had this plan from the start. Damn. Amazing. I'm proud to be born a human. It's done. Morong Fong stood on high ground and watched the tragic scene below. A complete victory. The seventh demon god temple had almost lost its ability to fight. Originally, there might have been 3 demon god temples attacking them. Now, the threat of one demon god temple was gone. At most, the remaining experts would not pose much of a threat to them. Furthermore, this battle had boosted the morale of the human race. Go. Morong Fong gave the order. Yes. Then, he released his spatial power, and his army entered the spatial tunnel. This space was created by Linglong Shui. With the strength of the human race, it wasn't difficult to create such a space because the distance wasn't far. However, to do it silently and perfectly, it was best to have Linglong Shui's space. This was different from the spatial tunnel. The spatial tunnel was a long-term spatial tunnel. Therefore, the demon race built the spatial tunnel because it could be used forever. Without the spatial tunnel, other ways to release space could be used. However, it wouldn't be enough to support a large army. It could only be a few million. Tens of millions was impossible. Unless Linglong Shui helped. They began their return journey. The entire human race was in an uproar. The myriad demon alliance. Bam! An old man slammed the table angrily, shattering it. The battle hasn't started yet. The seventh demon god temple has lost its ability to fight before the battle even started. Bastards! A bunch of trash. A bunch of trash. He was really going to die from anger. Putting aside the losses, the demon race had already fallen into a disadvantageous position before the battle had even begun. They had suffered a huge defeat, which was simply too unbearable. Then our plan. Sigh. The old man sighed and sat there. Actually, we can't blame the seventh demon god temple. The human race is cunning. No one expected them to use such a method. When they were about to rush to Riftwind Canyon, they were very vigilant and sent people to investigate. However, they didn't expect there to be illusions and boundaries. Some things are too difficult to consider. Overturning Sky Seal. Another old man said. I understand. Then Lin and City. The old man paced slowly. The seventh demon god temple's combat power has been reduced by at least 70%. Moreover, the human race is very aggressive now. I suggest we postpone the battle, another said. Yes, we need to delay it. This was because in a war of this scale, there were only 2 things that could affect one's fighting strength. The first was one's arrangement of troops and some of one's plans. This was because a slight change in one's plan could affect the entire situation. If one's plan was used in an army of millions or even tens of millions, it would have a very exaggerated effect. The second was the morale. Morale was there. For example, if a person was fighting 1 against 1, and their morale was at its peak, they could fight 1 against 2 or trade 1 for 2. If that was the case for 1 person, then what was the standard of 10 million? Morale was a kind of emotion. Emotions came and went quickly. Therefore, this could be delayed. If they did not fight now, this kind of emotion would disappear as time passed. Let's delay it. Let the 9th and 15th Demon God Temple wait in their camps for 2 days. At the same time, let the 7th Demon God Temple gather more troops. Lin and City is in trouble because of the change in the 7th Demon God Temple. Then we can only rely on the undead of the 15th Demon God Temple. Let's hope they don't disappoint us. Everyone rest. With the order, Lin and City immediately lowered their defenses. Because they knew that the battle might be delayed for 2 days. They couldn't possibly let the soldiers keep defending at such a high intensity, right? What if they were powerless when the battle started? Yes. Whoosh. A dense crowd appeared in front of them. Let us welcome the triumphant return of our heroes. Qin Feng roared. Then there was a heart-shaking cheer and applause. Murong Feng swept his gaze across the crowd and nodded. Everyone. He infused his spiritual energy into his voice. We have won this battle, but don't be arrogant. Our opponents are 2 demon god temples and an incomplete 7th demon god temple. Similarly, the pressure on us will not be small. The human race does not rely on us, but on each and every one of you. Let us protect our home together. Chase the demon race out. Yes. Everyone shouted. Chapter 1862. Lin Xian went to rest after coming back. For the past few days, he had not slept or rested. He had been constantly using his spirit power to do some things. He was indeed very, very tired. As for the result, Lin Xian already knew. As for the rest, Lin Xian had nothing to worry about. Moreover, the real war between the human race and the demon race had begun. Lin Xian, on the other hand, had become the hero of the human race. At first, some people might think that he was just a kid in his 20s. How could he be worthy of being called a hero? Even if he had done some amazing things before, there were still too many people who were not convinced by Lin Xian. But it was different now. For this matter, he deserved everyone's respect and admiration. Lin Xian returned home and hugged Xiao Shi. Be careful of the demon race's revenge. Yi Renbing reminded Lin Xian. This kind of thing indeed needed the demon race's revenge. I understand. Don't worry. My realm is not low now, and I have the space and time attributes. As long as there are no big problems, I will be fine. Lin Xian said. That's true. Lin Xian then asked, did the second demon god temple make a move? The demon god of the second demon god temple was Huang Shi, and Huang Shi was Lin Xian's woman. At first, she would indeed target the human race, but not now. But, after all, she was the demon god of the second demon god temple. After such a big thing happened, if the second demon god temple did nothing, wouldn't it be a bit inappropriate? No. Linglong Shui shook her head. What does she think? Lin Xian asked. Although she is from the monster god temple, she can choose not to do anything. The monster god temple is an independent force. Although it is under the jurisdiction of the Myriad Demon League, if the monster god temple is not obtained by the Myriad Demon League, theoretically, the Myriad Demon League can't force you to do anything. After all, the second monster god temple is not afraid of the Myriad Demon League. At least, it can protect itself well. The Myriad Demon League doesn't want anything to happen at this time to cause internal strife. This seemed to be understandable. In the war between the human race and the demon race, it was impossible for the demon race to settle the matter of the second demon god temple now, right? For the Myriad Demon Alliance, losing the second demon god temple is a huge loss of battle strength. However, they have increased their battle strength from 10 demon god temples to 15 demon god temples recently. Therefore, the demon clan thinks that it won't be a big problem even if the second demon god temple doesn't take action. Huang Shi has already done her best. Don't even think about asking her to help you deal with the demon race. That's impossible. The demon race has suffered a great loss this time, but for them, it's just a small defeat. If they finish reorganizing, their battle strength will still be very exaggerated. Moreover, the 15th demon god temple is outside Lin and City. Lin and City will have to face the undead. Linglong Shui said. Lin Xian now had the undead body, so Lin Xian clearly knew how terrifying the undead were. There was no need to talk about their battle prowess. Just think about how many human experts of the same level an undead clan expert could hold off by himself throughout the entire process. Many, many. Therefore, the members of the undead clan would consume a large number of human experts. You can't just ignore it. If you don't, then they can do whatever they want. If an expert of the same level were to fight the undead, they might be evenly matched in the beginning, but as the battle progressed, they would become less and less of a match. To put it simply, if the undead fought with you, they would be able to drag you to your death. Let's take it one step at a time. Who knows how long this battle between the human race and the demon race will last? Lin Xian mused. In a battle of this level, it would be considered a short battle if you could last for a year. Lin Xian was still conflicted about one thing. Earth. He had to go back to Earth. It had been a long time since he came back. It had been almost 2 years. In another year or so, it would be 3 years. Lin Xian couldn't remember what had happened on Earth, but the note that Lin Xian had left for him said 3 years. He had promised them that he would be able to go back in 3 years, but now, there was only a little more than a year left until 3 years. Lin Xian knew that there were girls waiting for him on Earth. There were quite a few of them. In addition to Dongfeng Shui, there were a few more. So, he had to hurry up. There were some people she could wait for, but there were others she couldn't wait for. 3 years was not a short period of time for a girl. Lin Xian didn't want to let others down. "What are you thinking about?" Bing Lingyue asked. "I'm thinking... Forget it, I'll talk about it later. I'm going to make some preparations and see how I'm going to fight." Lin Xian put little Shi down and left. Report. Enter. Lin Xian then walked into the conference room. In the conference room, Murong Feng and the others were discussing many things. Many people with higher ranks than Lin Xian didn't have the right to listen to these discussions, but Lin Xian did. Firstly, Lin Xian had made great contributions. Secondly, in their eyes, Lin Xian was capable. At the same time, Lin Xian was absolutely trustworthy. Also, there were some things that they might need Lin Xian's help with. "Lin Xian, you're here. Come. Hurry up and take a look." Murong Feng smiled and beckoned Lin Xian over. Then he pointed at the map. "This is the current situation around Lin and City. The 9th and 15th Demon God Palaces are stationed here. The 7th Demon God Palaces are on the lookout for demon beasts. Although it's not worth mentioning compared to the others, it's still quite a force to be reckoned with." Lin Xian glanced at the map. "Uncle Murong, I don't understand these things. What do you want me to do? I'm good at it. This kind of situation really isn't my forte." Lin Xian scratched his head and said, "It was just that there were some things that people who understood, such as Xiao Runing, could roughly understand by looking at the situation on the map." Lin Xian couldn't understand the deeper meaning behind it. Simply put, based on the current movements of the demon race, their target is Lin and City. I estimate that they will only take action in 2 or 3 days. They will definitely wait for the 7th Demon God Palaces to finish gathering. The 3 demon gods will be attacking Lin and City in a pincer attack. It's very dangerous. Lin Xian nodded. He understood this. "Now, I have a mission. I hope to give it to the most trustworthy person. As for the others, the other geniuses, we trust you more." "What mission?" Lin Xian asked. Lin Xian was willing to give him a mission because at least Lin Xian knew what his target was and what he had to do. That was enough. Raise Tianhua City. Chapter 1863. Lin Xian sat there and muttered to himself. Although Tianhua City had already been taken over by the humans, there would be many battles in the future. For the battles in Lin and City, they might try their best to fight in Tianhua City because there wouldn't be any losses there. However, they could only try their best. Are you trying to say, to drag the battlefield to Tianhua City and then raze it to the ground? Lin Xian asked. Something like that, Murong Feng said. Lin Xian muttered to himself, I think I understand. This was because normal things like launching missiles could be easily blocked by the experts of the demon race and even returned. It was very dangerous. However, this was the advantage of the humans in battle. Wasn't the advantage of the humans in all kinds of high-tech equipment? The demon race didn't have these things. If the humans didn't use these things more, wouldn't it be a loss? Therefore, everyone knew that if they wanted to win beautifully and easily, they had to use these things. So, my mission is, Lin Xian said. There are already many demon race in Tianhua City. I hope that your team can secretly place some things in Tianhua City. When the demon race's army enters Tianhua City, we will detonate them. Lin Xian said, the demon race will definitely pass through Tianhua City, right? There's a high probability. It's hard to say. Even if they don't pass through Tianhua City, we will definitely think of a way to let them in. Lin Xian said, this mission isn't difficult, right? Lin Xian felt that it was just going to Tianhua City to place some bomb-like things and not be discovered, right? It didn't feel like a difficult task. There was no need for him to do it, right? It's difficult, a man said. How is it difficult? Lin Xian asked. That could only be because there was something he didn't understand. The 15th Demon God Temple is now in Tianhua City. Don't you think it's difficult? Is that so? I didn't see it yesterday. Yes, it's just that they all entered Tianhua City last night. Therefore, from the moment they stepped into Tianhua City, they might be facing the entire 15th Demon God Temple and the undead. Moreover, you don't know where they will place experts, so this operation is very difficult. However, if we succeed, we will detonate Tianhua City and the 15th Demon God Temple will definitely lose most of their combat power. Yes, this is a chance given to us by God. The 15th Demon God Temple has suddenly entered Tianhua City. Isn't that a great opportunity for us? In the wilderness, there was no way to bury some bombs. However, in the city there were tall buildings and so on. As long as you did the right thing and didn't get discovered, you could place the bombs in the most logical places and detonate them. Wasn't this an opportunity? Moreover, we suspect that the 15th Demon God Temple has deliberately entered Tianhua City, but it's only a suspicion because the undead race is the leader of the 15th Demon God Temple. However, they are a race that has been in seclusion for a long time. Therefore, they might not be too wary of us humans, but we can't rule out the possibility that they did it on purpose. Therefore, in terms of ability, I'm most assured about your loyalty to the human race, your attributes, your mutual trust, and your ability to survive. I think you guys are more suitable for this mission. Lin Xian nodded. Of course, I'm willing. Okay. Morong Feng nodded and then opened the electronic map. This is the general situation of Tianhua City. Lin Xian looked over. Hiss. This was a three-dimensional map of Tianhua City. In this three-dimensional map, there were small red dots densely packed in every corner. These small red dots were naturally life forms. They were definitely demon beasts. It's indeed a little difficult. Lin Xian glanced and said, after you entered Tianhua City, you might be discovered by demonic beasts every time you took a turn. You might appear on a street, and the demonic beasts in the surrounding buildings might see you clearly. There are 5 places here. It's best to place the bombs in each of them. If there's one less, the effect might be reduced by 50%. The most difficult place is, of course, the central position. Morong Feng pointed at this position. Lin Xian glanced at it. How difficult was this place? It was so densely packed that it was as if the red dots had completely filled this place. Under such circumstances, it was a little ridiculous to place a bomb. However, it was obvious that the bombs had to be placed in the central position because there were the most demon beasts there. Once the bombs exploded there, the effect would be the best. And you can't use spatial power to directly go to these positions. Once spatial power was released, the demon beasts would immediately feel the release of power and could even directly lock onto your landing point. Wouldn't that be seeking death and exposing yourself? Therefore, the most useful method might be hiding. How about it? Do you want to give it a try? Morong Feng asked. Lin Xian said, I think it's okay. We have a lot of dark attribute people. There were a lot of people who could complete this mission, but you had to find someone you could completely trust. Morong Feng really felt this way about Lin Xian, especially when his daughter was in that team. He couldn't possibly say that he would put his daughter in danger every time, right? Good. Then we'll believe you. Morong Feng patted Lin Xian's shoulder and said. Then, Morong Feng reminded them, the mission is important, but at the same time, your safety is even more important. If you can't set off all 5 bombs, then we'll set off 4. If 4 isn't enough, then we'll set off 3. The premise is that you have to protect yourselves, understood? Lin Xian nodded. Don't worry, I understand. Good. Quickly gather your people and set off as soon as possible. The sooner the better. Morong Feng said. Time really didn't wait for anyone. Once the 15th Demon God Temple left Tianhua City, the the mission would be declared a failure. Therefore, they had to complete everything before the 15th Demon God Temple left Tianhua City. Moreover, Lin Xian and the others still needed time to leave, so they had to hurry. Lin Xian nodded. Then I'll go first. When the time came, the bombs they gave would definitely not be real bombs. 5 of them would be enough to blow up Tianhua City, so how could they be called bombs? There was no other way. This was the advantage of the human race. They had to use it. If they didn't, wouldn't it be a huge loss? Lin Xian gathered Ling Ying and the others and quickly formulated a plan. Chapter 1864. The 5 locations were already known. If the bombs were placed in these 5 locations and detonated at the same time, the powerful force would be able to destroy Tianhua City to the greatest extent. It could cause the largest explosion, causing even more casualties to the 15th Fei God Temple's Fei army. The other 4 locations should be relatively easy, but the central location is a little more difficult. Wu Yunuo looked at the map and pondered. That's right. I'm wondering if we should move together or split up. Lin Xian said. Let's split up. I think that's better. If we move together, we will be a bigger target, and our efficiency won't be high, Zhuge Feng said. Zhuge Feng said. Lin Xian nodded. I think so too, but if we split up, it will be relatively more dangerous. Trust everyone. Ling Ying said. I trust you. I'm just worried. Lin Xian said. We are all at the Heavenly Tao realm. It's not to the point where we can't be sure of the dangers. But I'm worried about encountering top experts, above 5 stars at the Heavenly Tao realm, or even 7 or 8 stars. Furthermore, Lin Xian frowned and said, some things can't be confirmed. Are you saying, this is the demon's plan? Morong Yu asked. Although I don't think the possibility is high, it's still possible. What if they deliberately came to Tianhua City to stay? Are they waiting for us to send ourselves to their doorstep? Lin Xian said. The possibility isn't high, but it's indeed possible. However, I think... Xiao Xinyue said. Xiao Xinyue thought for a moment and said, there's no need for that. The undead are at their peak. Even if they know what we might do, they wouldn't go to such great lengths to deal with a few Heavenly Tao realm existences, right? That's right. In short, everyone be careful. Lin Xian said. Got it. Each of you should take this. Lin Xian gave each of them a spatial heavenly pearl. This was something that Lin Xian had specially taken from Linglong Shui. Our realms are definitely insufficient in front of many experts, much less those at the 7th stage of the Heavenly Tao realm. There will definitely be quite a number of them. It's too dangerous to encounter them. The space and darkness attributes aren't of much use, but this one is. This was because even if they had space, in the face of absolute power, their space would be shattered as soon as it was displayed. Alright. They took it. How about this? I'll go to the center alone. Lin Xian said. No, you have to find at least one more person. There are 5 places, and there are 10 of us. We'll split into groups of 2. Ling Ying said directly. Lin Xian was very powerful and was the most powerful among them, but it was inevitable that he would be in danger alone. With one more person, they could at least take care of each other. In that case, little Xintong will follow me. Feng Ling, little Yu Yu, little Ling Ying, and Zhuge Feng, the 4 of you will split up and form a team with someone else. Lin Xian said. Then, I'll go with Chuxue. Ling Ying said. As they all had the space attribute, it could at least guarantee some things. Zhuge Feng didn't have the space attribute, but he could release the power of space. Then they split up into teams. Alright. I'll go to the center. You guys will go to the other 4. If you can avoid fighting, do so. Lin Xian said. Yeah. However, fighting is basically unavoidable. Even if a fight happens, it won't be a big problem. However, it will definitely arouse the Fey race's suspicions. As long as we don't expose our goal, they won't be so vigilant as to leave Tianhua City just because they discovered humans. Take note to hide your identities and disguise yourselves. When fighting, disguise yourselves at all times. Lin Xian said. This was because the appearance of humans in Tianhua City wouldn't cause the 15th Fei God Hall to leave Tianhua City vigilantly. That would be ridiculous. It would also destroy the Fei race's morale. That wouldn't happen normally. However, if the Fei race discovered that Lin Xian and the others were in Tianhua City, things would be different. This was because Lin Xian was a thorn in the side of the Fei race. Moreover, based on the previous incidents, once Lin Xian appeared in a place, it would definitely be for something important. Especially during this critical period. Once they were discovered, the Fei race would at least get a message that the humans were making a big move. They were making a big move. It was hard to say if they discovered humans in Tianhua City. However, it was different for Lin Xian and the others. Understood. They nodded. Keep in touch. Our mission is to secretly plant bombs in these 5 places. Nothing else. It's not fixed 5 places. There won't be a problem within 10 kilometers of each place. It's actually quite easy to think about it this way. However, you must be careful not to expose yourself and keep yourself safe. Understood. Alright, let's go. Then, they entered Tianhua City from several directions. Little Xintong, go invisible. Okay. Then, Lin Xian released his dark attribute while Wang Xintong's light attribute worked together with Lin Xian's light attribute. It was a double stealth and concealment. Under such circumstances, both their aura and figure would be hidden. Under normal circumstances, the streets would be filled with Fei beasts, and they would be able to walk in openly. Tianhua City was already a bit of a waste. Although Tianhua City had been snatched back, there were still countless Fei beasts inside. Furthermore, no one dared to return to live there. If they snatched it back, no one would live there. No one would develop there. What was the use of snatching it back? Unless this matter was completely resolved and everyone saw hope and prospects for the city's development, many capitalists would rush in and develop quickly. On the streets, there were many Fei beasts. Most of these Fei beasts were lying down and resting openly. They were all the Fei beasts from the 15th Fei God Temple. As for the Fei beasts in human form, they were obviously more likely to stay in some high-rise buildings and enjoy themselves in some rooms. The central area is 50 kilometers ahead. It's best if we can get there before dawn. Lin Xian said to Wang Xintong. Then we have to speed up. We can't use spiritual power or space. We have to hurry. Wang Xintong said softly. But we can't be fast. Time was very important now because there were many accidents. Moreover, they couldn't be sure that the 15th Fei God Temple would take action tomorrow. Therefore, the best thing was to complete the mission tonight and then retreat. What if the 15th Fei God Temple took action during the day? Chapter 1865. Lin Xian and Wang Xintong couldn't just charge forward like that, because they were in a state of concealment and invisibility. In this state, their goal was to not be discovered. Then, when your speed reaches a certain level, you will definitely be discovered if you run through the middle of these demonic beasts. Try to be faster. Lin Xian said. Okay. Then the two continued to charge forward. On the other side, Palace Master. In a beautiful gymnasium, a woman walked over respectfully and bowed. Speak. The man opened his eyes. This is Tianhua City. I'm worried that the humans might do something because of this situation. After all, the city is a place that they are familiar with. At the same time, if they want to do something, there are enough buildings to help them hide. The man slowly stood up. Do you think we need to worry about this? I'm just worried. After all, the lesson of the 7th Monster God Temple is here. It proves that the humans are not waiting for death. They are thinking of ways to reduce the combat power of the monster race. So I'm thinking, what if the humans are also targeting us? Big Brother, Palace Master, there is indeed such a possibility. We still need to be careful. Another man stood up and reminded him. So I've already sent a large number of experts to pay attention to this matter. Moreover, Tianhua City is so big and there are so many powerful monsters. If it doesn't rain and there's no place to ambush, what method could the humans use to cause us great losses? The expert couldn't figure it out. The humans have a lot of methods. For example, they have an atomic bomb. This atomic bomb can even destroy half of Lin and City. Of course I know this. Then let them use it. I'd like to see if they dare to use it. Because to them, these powerful atomic bombs could be easily sent back to where they came from. However, your reminder is still very necessary. Pay attention to these things. Tomorrow night, we'll attack the humans. Yes. On the other side, Lin Xian and Wang Xintong were still 20 kilometers away from their destination. Little Ying, how is your situation? Lin Xian and Wang Xintong turned invisible and hid in the corner of an alley. The situation here is good. The bomb has just been successfully placed. We went to the nearest one, so it was faster. What about you guys? Lin Xian nodded. It's fine as long as you've successfully placed it. If you're sure that you won't be discovered, then leave Tianhua City as soon as possible. Got it. Lin Xian then inquired about the progress of the others. Feng Ling and Murong Yu's teams had to be positioned further away than Lin Xian's team, and for a longer time. Lin Xian's team was in the center, but they had to go through the center to the other side. However, it was good for them to retreat. After they were done, they didn't have to go back the way they came. They could directly pass through Tianhua City and go to the demonic beast territory. Then, they could find a place to use their spatial powers to leave. Then let's get close to that place first and find a chance to plant the bomb. It's best if we can move after you've planted the bomb. Lin Xian said. No need. Just find a place to leave after you've placed it. Murong Yu said. No, the bomb in the center is the most important. I have to ensure that it won't be discovered. Because there were too many experts in the center, even the slightest movement would be discovered by them. In order to ensure some things, Lin Xian might have to put himself in more danger. Then pay attention to your safety. Don't worry. Lin Xian nodded. Then, they all quickened their pace. We should be there in front. Lin Xian looked at the city center building in front of him and muttered to himself. Where are we going to plant the bomb? Wang Xintong asked. Lin Xian said, we have to find a safer place. This bomb made a ddd sound, but this was a small matter. Lin Xian had the law of creation, so he had 10,000 ways to prevent others from hearing this sound. However, there were countless experts. For example, if a bomb appeared in a certain place, if an expert released his divine sense to investigate the surroundings, they would be able to discover it. This divine sense was like an infrared detector, or it was like using X-ray vision. This was also why the city center was so dangerous. If a bomb was placed in other places, very few people would notice it. There were too many experts in the city center, so those experts would choose to stay in this place. Do you think the underground parking lot in Subei Square will work? Lin Xian asked Wang Xintong. Wang Xintong nodded. I think the underground parking lot is very good. Lin Xian nodded. I think so too. Because if you were like those powerful experts of the Devil Clan, they would definitely not enter the underground parking lot. Those powerful experts of the Devil Clan would only be in those tall buildings, and the underground parking lot would only be occupied by some weaker beasts. Moreover, the underground parking lot should be very safe. The bomb was not easy to discover. Let's go. Lin Xian and Wang Xintong then went to the underground parking lot in Subei Square. When they entered, the scene in front of them made them feel that it was not very easy to move around. Not to mention the underground parking lot, even the aisles were filled with countless beasts. After they finally managed to get in, the entire underground parking lot was filled with countless demonic beasts lying there. The air was filled with a kind of stench and fishy smell. Some beasts like this kind of enclosed and cool environment, so there were many beasts in this underground parking lot. But obviously, this was definitely a good place to bury a bomb. Go to the 3rd floor. Lin Xian gestured and then went to the 3rd floor with Wang Xintong. It was still a dense group of beasts. There was no other way. They could only expose themselves. Because even if they were invisible, Jean-Dan would definitely be exposed if you buried it here, and you can't just put the bomb on the surface, right? So, Shua, in the next instant, Lin Xian and Wang Xintong appeared at the same time. Law of destruction. Bang! In an instant, Lin Xian released a powerful destructive force, killing all the demonic beasts on the 3rd floor of the underground. They all died in their sleep. But, roar, the 2nd floor, the 1st floor, and even many experts of the Devil Clan above felt this power. The power of the law surged, and it was a very strong law of destruction. Quick! Lin Xian smashed the ground with a punch, then placed the bomb inside, and then released the law of creation to restore everything to normal. Chapter 1866. Success was a success. But, no. This was because Lin Xian and Wang Xintong had been exposed. Although it was inevitable that they would be exposed, it was different now. Think about it. Lin Xian and Wang Xintong could run away now. What would the consequences be if they ran away? The outcome would be that the demons would wonder why there were people on the 3rd floor of the underground parking lot. What was their goal? If they were to investigate and discover the bombs, wouldn't the mission fail? Even if the other 4 bombs were detonated, the effects would be greatly reduced. Therefore, at this moment, their thoughts were that they needed to stall for time. To prevent the demons from reacting, they would appear directly in the underground parking lot and fight outside. It would make the demons subconsciously think that they were outside and that it didn't matter where they came from. After all, the demons in the underground parking lot had yet to take human form. Without that, their intelligence wasn't that high. They would rarely consider so many things to repay the top demons. Let's go out and fight, Lin Xian said to Wang Xintong. All right. Then, the two charged out forcefully. The 2 of them had disguised themselves, so as long as their disguises weren't seen through, there wouldn't be any problems. Little Yu, how much longer do you have? Lin Xian asked. It will probably take another hour. What's wrong? Nothing. An hour. Then, Lin Xian would stall for an hour. In short, his goal was to attract the demons through battle, preventing them from having the time or opportunity to understand Lin Xian. He went to the 3rd floor of the underground parking lot. Bang! A dragon's roar was heard as a fire dragon sent countless demons flying. Lin Xian and Wang Xintong walked out. Your Excellency, you sure aren't embarrassed for a mighty heavenly Tao realm to deal with a bunch of demons with such low cultivation realms. In front of them, an elder stood there with his arms crossed as he stared at Lin Xian and Wang Xintong. My cultivation level is not important. What is important is that I am a human, and you are all demons. Lin Xian said indifferently. Humans and demons are irreconcilable, but as a human expert at the heavenly Tao realm, coming here to attack demon experts with relatively higher realms makes me think that you are quite an expert. But now, what a joke. The human race is really laughable. They are a bunch of despicable and cowardly races, but they still have to bite the bullet and come here to show themselves. Ha ha ha. After the old man finished speaking, his eyes narrowed and he stretched out his hand. A hand formed from white mist turned into an eagle's claw and rushed towards Lin Xian. His strength was extremely strong. 4th stage of the heavenly Tao realm. Only stage 4. Don't forget that Lin Xian was now at the 3rd stage of the heavenly Tao realm. The sky-flipping seal successfully recognized him as its master, allowing Lin Xian's realm to rise by another level. However, because he couldn't expose himself, it was better not to use some of Lin Xian's signature powers. However, his realm was only 1 level higher than Lin Xian's, so it was easy for Lin Xian to fight him. We need to hold them back for about an hour. Ling Ying and company are already on their way back. When the time comes, Little Yu and company can just pass through Tianhua City and leave from the other side. We just need to hold them back and ensure that our bomb is not discovered. Lin Xian whispered to Wang Xintong. All right. Wang Xintong nodded. Then, let the battle begin. On the other side, Lin Xian and Wang Xintong were forcefully fighting the experts. But what was so crafty about Lin Xian? He clearly had the ability to end the battle quickly, but Lin Xian deliberately didn't end it. This was because Lin Xian knew that there were many demon experts watching Lin Xian. They didn't take action either because they couldn't be bothered to or because they were waiting for something. Then, once Lin Xian revealed his powerful strength, the demon experts watching Lin Xian were bound to take action. Now, Lin Xian was fighting him to a standstill, but the experts had no intention of taking action. They were probably discussing something nonchalantly. Lin Xian, should we kill him? Wang Xintong asked. Don't be anxious. Even if they couldn't kill him, it wouldn't expose anything. Let's hold him back here. All right. On the rooftop of another tall building, a group of demon experts were watching this scene. Could this be a human scheme? At this time, despite knowing that our 15th demon god temple is here, there are still humans who dare come to Tianhua City? I do find it ridiculous. If not for their motives, they would definitely not send themselves to their deaths. But it's hard to say. After all, they are at the Heavenly Tao realm. Heavenly Tao realm existences still have the means to come. There are quite a number of them who wish to prove themselves or kill our demon members before the battle. Yes, there are indeed people who came here today, but most of them are at the periphery. However, it's true that their realms aren't high. It's normal for these Heavenly Tao realm existences to come deeper into the city. It's best we be careful. Should we investigate something? An elder said, There's no need. Just kill them. What can happen when they're dead? Okay. Then, shall I take action? Go on. All right. So, then, the elder appeared on the battlefield. Heart-devouring palm. He struck out at Wang Xintong. Lin Xian reacted quickly as he appeared in front of Wang Xintong with a spatial leap. Bang! The two of them struck out with their palms. Following that, Lin Xian was sent flying. After landing, he staggered backward. Heavenly Tao Realm 6 stars. Lin Xian could also fight a Heavenly Tao Realm 6, but Lin Xian was not in a position to do so. Now, Lin Xian's goal was to stall for time. At the same time, by fighting from this spot, he could constantly observe if any demon experts were heading to the underground car park. If there were, Lin Xian could only forcefully defend it. But there were none at present. Clearly, the demon race was unaware of this matter. To think a mere Heavenly Tao Realm 3rd stage dares to act so arrogantly here. The elder's eyes narrowed. Then, if I want to run, do you have the ability to stop me? Lin Xian said nonchalantly. It's just space. Do you think you can come here fearlessly just because you have space? Lin Xian's words emphasized his space. As Lin Xian emphasized his space, it made the other experts think. That's right, the reason why he dared to come here might not be because of any particular goal, but purely because he thinks he's a Heavenly Tao Realm 3 star. At the same time, he has the spatial attribute, so what's there to be afraid of? He can guarantee his own safety, which is why he came. This isn't difficult to explain, right? Furthermore, his words made it clear to them that he had space. What could they do about it? Wasn't that the mentality? Humans. To reach the Heavenly Tao realm at such a young age, yet that's all they are. Then, the demise of humanity is inevitable. An elder on the rooftop sneered disdainfully. He had no shrewdness at all. He was just a brat. If humans were to be like that in the future, how were they to survive? The demon race had won. Chapter 1867. A powerful spatial force sealed the area around Lin Xian and Wang Xintong. Now, what use is the space that you rely on for survival? The elder looked mockingly at Lin Xian. He believed that Lin Xian was at his wit's end and was a sitting duck, but in fact, Lin Xian was delighted to see this scene. Do you think you are on the 2nd level, while Lin Xian is on the 1st level? In fact, he, Lin Xian, is on the 5th level. Lin Xian wants to ensure the safety of the bomb. Now, all of your attention is on him and Wang Xintong, so the bomb is safe. Then, Lin Xian's goal has been achieved. Do you think space is a huge problem for a spatial elemental warrior at the third stage of the heavenly Tao realm? Lin Xian said. Child's talk. The elder's eyes focused. Kill him. The heavenly Tao realm 6-star expert who had just arrived said nonchalantly. No problem. I'll deal with this lass. I'll leave the man to Elder Jean. Elder Jean's gaze locked onto Lin Xian. Humph. Hand of God. Then, a gigantic phantom arm smashed at Lin Xian, as though it wanted to smack Lin Xian to death. And this might was indeed able to deal great damage to Lin Xian. But, boom, the hand firmly held Lin Xian in place. Wang Xintong, who was fighting another elder, obviously saw this scene, but she wasn't too worried. She knew Lin Xian's strength very well. Ignoring the present, Lin Xian could even fight a warrior at that realm in the past. Therefore, Lin Xian was definitely fine. Heh. The heavenly Tao realm 6-star elder laughed. What are you laughing at? Suddenly, Lin Xian's voice came from the dust cloud. He frowned and turned around again. Lin Xian was standing there. Good lad, you're not simple. His attack had hit him, but he didn't seem to be affected at all. It was a little ridiculous. He was indeed very shocked. Interesting. The old man narrowed his eyes. Then let this old man test your strength. On the rooftop. This human is pretty strong, eh? To think that he could hold on for so long against Elder Jean. It's a little powerful. I even feel that this kid didn't use his full strength. You didn't use your full strength? That shouldn't be the case, right? Third elder, you are too sensitive. He's a 3-star heavenly Tao realm warrior. It's already impressive for him to last this long against the 6-star elder Jean. How can you say that he didn't use his full strength? That wouldn't make sense. Could it be that he can defeat Elder Jean with his full strength? An old man chuckled. Ha ha ha, that's true. But, after so long, Elder Jean had yet to take him down. They knew Elder Jean's strength very well. In the beginning, he was fighting with the attitude of having some fun. But later on, he had already used extremely powerful strength, but he was still unable to do anything to the warrior in front of him who had a low cultivation realm. This was a little strange. Still, Lin Xian looked at the time and felt that it was about time. Little Xintong, it's about time. Lin Xian said. Got it. Shua. A spatial heavenly bead appeared in their hands at the same time. What? Upon seeing the duo's identical actions, the people watching the show immediately felt that something was amiss. I've played with you for too long. It's about time. Then, let's meet again in Lin and City. The corners of Lin Xian's mouth curled slightly. Play. Upon hearing Lin Xian's words, they frowned. Something was amiss. Something was really amiss. You want to run? What right do you have to run? That elder Jean pointed at Lin Xian and said, with such a powerful spatial enchantment here, what right do you have to run? Bye-bye. Then, Lin Xian and Wang Xintong disappeared. What? Seeing that they had really left, they were shocked. In other words, just now, they had been fighting for so long. In fact, from the beginning, they could have escaped through the spatial enchantment. Then why didn't they run? Why did they fight for so long before running? Something was amiss. Something was very amiss. Quick! The old man shouted loudly. Quickly check the surroundings and see what they were doing here. Yes. On the other side, Lin Xian released his spatial attribute and disappeared. Now, Lin Xian and Wang Xintong could use their spatial attribute without restraint because the demon race wouldn't have enough time. Uncle Murong, it's done. You can detonate it now. Lin Xian was talking to Murong Feng. Have you left Tianhua City? Lin Xian, I have a spatial attribute. I have already left. You can detonate it now. Okay. Murong Feng put down his phone. Detonate it. Just as Lin Xian and Wang Xintong arrived at the edge of Tianhua City exploded. Loud sounds came from several locations in Tianhua City. At the same time, several mushroom clouds formed above Tianhua City. The powerful shockwave razed Tianhua City to the ground in a short period of time. The loud sound shook Lin and City. Damn! What happened? What happened to Tianhua City? Damn! Did they throw a few nuclear bombs at Tianhua City or something? The power of this bomb is about the same as a nuclear bomb, right? F***ck your mother. Wait a minute. Didn't they say that the demon beasts of the 15th Demon God Palace were gathered in Tianhua City? This bomb explosion means that the 15th Demon God Palace suffered heavy losses? Then this must be our human race's plan. No one knew how many casualties the 15th Demon God Palace had suffered, but their losses this time were definitely much greater than their previous ambush with water and lightning. Martial artists could defend against the power of a nuclear bomb when they reached the heavenly venerable realm. To truly defend against a nuclear bomb, one had to be at the great virtual realm, which referred to close-range defense. Then, how many demon beasts were above the heavenly venerable realm in an army of tens of millions? 1%. As mentioned before, in a war of this level, either the difference in strength was huge, or the difference in strength was not huge. Victory or defeat depended on the army. Now, the two Demon God Palace's armies had suffered heavy losses. They had basically lost the ability to take down Lin and City. The entire human race was in an uproar for the second time. Some places had already started to fight. When they heard the news of the two great victories, their fighting spirit soared. Bang! In the myriad demon alliance. Bastards! Bastards! This old man said that the undead clan of the 15th Demon God Temple is a bunch of arrogant trash. Sure enough. This was clearly a tragedy that could have been avoided, but they just happened to encounter it. Bastards! Chapter 1868. Trash. The members of the Myriad Demon Alliance were so angry that they were dumbfounded. 2 major defeats in a few days. This kind of defeat was devastating to the Demon Clan. What they had lost was not only countless demon warriors, but also their morale. Now, the war on the continent had not really started yet. Only a few places had started fighting. However, this kind of thing had happened twice in a row. They had suffered countless losses. What could the Demon Clan do? The Demon Clan's morale had plummeted, while the Human Clan's morale had risen. The Demon Clan might be at a disadvantage in the following war. Morale was especially important for such a war. The Human Clan was a race that was easily influenced by emotions. They were easily united and could easily erupt with very powerful combat strength. In addition, this kind of thing had happened twice. The Myriad Demon Alliance firmly believed that the Human Clan would erupt with very powerful combat strength in the following war. Then what should we do now? Continue to attack the Human Clan? An old man asked. Not for now. The Human Clan's morale is too high. We can only delay for a few more days. Inform the other Demon God Palaces to delay the attack for 2 days. But if we delay it now, the Human Clan can make a lot of preparations. The old man pondered for a moment. Bastard! He was furious. The 7th Demon God Palace and the 15th Demon God Palace. Damn it! Why didn't this happen in other places? Why did it happen in Lin and City one after another? What? 5th Elder, do you want to cause trouble in other places? The 5th Elder quickly shook his head and said, It's not like that. Why didn't the other places experience the same thing? Is it Lin Xian? Hearing the 5th Elder's words, many people began to think carefully. Lin Xian. They pondered for a moment. By the way, according to the 15th Demon God Palace, could the person who went to Tianhua City also be Lin Xian? Darkness, space, and realm. It's very likely that it's Lin Xian. They nodded. That is to say, the variable is very likely to come from Lin Xian, someone said. It's possible. Long ago, this Lin Xian repeatedly foiled our demon race's plans. It's already happened many times. Now, it's related to him twice in a row. Bastard! Then should we get rid of this Lin Xian? This Lin Xian is indeed a difficult person to deal with. Regardless of whether it is to get rid of him in the future or to take revenge, there should be no problem in getting rid of him. Getting rid of him won't be easy, an old man said. That's right. In addition to the opportunity, his realm is not low. Unless we can kill him in an instant or ensure that he can't escape from a certain place, we can't kill him. Otherwise, just like what happened in the 15th Demon God Temple this time, Lin Xian easily escaped from such a strong bounded domain. What can we do? I must find an opportunity to kill this Lin Xian. On the other side, in Lin and City, the triumphant return of Lin Xian and the others attracted countless cheers and screams from the crowd. In the beginning, Lin Xian was a genius, but he was looked down upon by many people. Many people were even jealous of him, causing them to feel unbalanced in their hearts. But now, from the perspective of the human race, these things were enough to make them admire Lin Xian. They really did admire Lin Xian. Well done. Morong Fong patted Lin Xian and the others on the shoulder. Those people from the 15th Demon God Temple were too careless. They didn't think of this. If it were another Demon God Temple, it might not have been so easy. Lin Xian said, "Success is success. No need to be modest. You have made a great contribution to the human race. On behalf of the human race, I thank you." Lin Xian scratched his head. Let's talk about the rewards later. After this matter is over, let's celebrate. Lin Xian nodded. Okay. Okay, you all go and rest. Lin Xian and the others then walked away. Everyone, we now have 1 or 2 more days to prepare. The demon race will definitely not attack the human race at this juncture because their morale is low. Our morale is high. I hope that we can maintain this feeling of high morale until the end of the battle. Morong Fong shouted to the soldiers. Yes. Our human race has won 2 battles. You all should have seen it. The demon race is actually nothing to be afraid of. Compared to our human race, they are still inferior. Then, in this war between the human race and the demon race, what are we afraid of? What do we need to be afraid of? We need to show them our own morale and let them see. All this time, the demon race only felt good about themselves. They thought that they were very strong and thought that it was child's play for them to take down the human race. Now, I believe that they are very uncomfortable in their hearts. They definitely don't think so anymore. Ha ha ha. Everyone laughed loudly. However, I hope that everyone will not be arrogant. An arrogant army is bound to be defeated. This has been a principle since ancient times. I hope that we can fight every battle perfectly. Lin Xian and the others have already given us 2 good openings. We must continue. Understood. Prepare for battle at any time. Yes. Morong Fong and the group of elders then went to the conference room. Palace Master Morong, I have an idea. Morong Fong nodded. Please speak. Right now, our soldiers' morale is so high. Why should we wait for the demon race to attack us? Morale is an emotion that comes and goes quickly. When the demon race attacks again, I think our advantage will be reduced by a lot. I suggest that we don't wait for the demon race to attack us. We should take advantage of the current situation and attack the demon race. I think that there is nothing that we can't do. They were all pondering. This is a big matter. We need to discuss it carefully. Morong Fong muttered. I don't really agree. First, we originally had an advantage in defensive battles. Right now, our defense has turned into offense. This is equivalent to ruining our defensive advantage. Moreover, we are not used to the chaotic battles outside. Our advantage will be ruined. Although morale is important, I estimate that the losses won't be small. However, if it is a chaotic battle, the demon race won't have an advantage in defense. At this time, it will purely depend on both sides. I think that there are risks and we can try. However, whether we should try or not is a very big matter. We need more people to make this decision. Chapter 1869. This matter was really a very big deal. It must be known that if they simply followed the current strategy of waiting for the monster race to attack while they defended, this should be the best and the risk should be the least. But now, if they wanted to forcefully attack, they would have to bear a huge risk. But, although there was a risk, the benefits could be huge too. This would require the higher-ups to make a huge decision. This matter, we really need to consider it. I think to be safe, why don't we do this for now? For now, this should be the best. The risk is the least, although the benefits may be the least, but, at least for us, the lower the losses, the higher the benefits. Let's do this for now. The real battle will come next. Little Xian, you have to be careful of the demon's revenge. Linya reminded Lin Xian as she sat together with him. Because the roles were reversed. Think about it, as the attacker, you were targeted time and time again by the same person. You suffered huge losses at his hands. Don't you resent him? You must hate him to death. It might have been fine in the past, but the last 2 times might even cause the monster race to lose the war against the human race. Therefore, the monster race must be thinking of ways to kill Lin Xian. Sister, don't worry, I'm not worried about that. Lin Xian smiled as he held Lin Ya's hand. To me, I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried about them attacking me, but I'm worried that they'll threaten all of you because of me. Linya pondered for a moment. Don't worry, I'm fine. If I can take care of the others, I'll take care of them. Also, there's Linglong and the others. Lin Xian nodded. So sister, don't worry too much about me. Got it. Linya nodded as well. I want a kiss. Lin Xian said suddenly. Linya thought she heard wrongly. Then, Lin Xian leaned over and kissed Lin Ya's red lips. The current Lin Ya didn't seem to have changed much compared to the past. Her personality was still the same, gentle. She was especially gentle to Lin Xian and her friends, but was cold to outsiders. However, because of the improvement of her temperament, she loved them even more. Especially Lin Ya's snow-white hair. Lin Xian's heart ached for his snow-white hair, but he had to admit that it did add a bit of beauty to him. It was a unique beauty and temperament. After a long while, Lin Xian finally let go of Linya. He licked his lips and smiled at her. Linya patted Lin Xian. That's too much. Hee, the worst is yet to come. Lin Xian grinned at Linya. No. Linya guessed something and pushed Lin Xian away. Why not? I don't care. Today, whether you agree or not, you have to do it. Lin Xian pounced on her. Linya. In the end, Lin Xian didn't do anything to Linya. He couldn't bear to. To Lin Xian, Linya would always be the most special one. Linya was definitely Lin Xian's girl, but Lin Xian wanted to do it with her at the best time. There was nothing wrong with that, right? Get out of my way. Linya pushed Lin Xian away in disdain. You're disgusted with me. Linya straightened her clothes and rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. You're already so old, yet you're still so flirtatious. Linya knocked Lin Xian on the head. Hey, why do I need to be serious in front of you? Why are you flirtatious in front of me? Lin Xian giggled and grabbed her hand. I like being flirtatious with you. You're getting more and more flirtatious. In the past, Lin Xian would at least get physical with her and rarely express anything verbally. But now, Lin Xian was so lustful. Be nicer to those girls in the future. I'm pretty nice to them. Yeah, but you have to spend more time with them. I know you don't have much time, but you have to take responsibility for messing with so many girls. Lin Xian scratched his head. I know. Well, I've been with Fan Fan and the others for the past few days. They can understand you and haven't said anything. But they all hope that you can spend more time with them. Lin Xian nodded. I know. It just so happens that the situation is a little special during this period of time. Things have been happening one after another. I really can't do anything about it. I've already told them about it. Anyway, it's good that you know what you're doing. Of course, I'll spend more time with them in the next 2 days before the humans and demons start fighting. Okay, but it's best if you spend time with them one by one. Of course, I said best. That way, they'll feel better. Lin Xian nodded. 2 days passed just like that. In these 2 days, the demons were more or less done with their preparations. As for the humans, they didn't make any moves. They had been working hard to defend against the demons' large-scale attack. In the other border cities of the 4 empires, the battle hadn't stopped for the past 2 days. Fortunately, the humans weren't weak either. It wasn't a big problem for them to hold off the demons for the time being. They were just worried that something unexpected would happen. Outside Lin and City, the 7th, 9th, and 15th Demon God's Temple had already gathered in 3 different locations. The human army was already waiting for them outside Lin and City. It was densely packed. Lin Xian and the others were also gathered here. This battle had to be carried out outside Lin and City. Because once the battlefield entered Lin and City, it meant that Lin and City would be in a half-lost state. Therefore, the first step of the defensive battle was to prevent the demon army from entering the human cities. The cities of the human race were protected by powerful barriers. This was something that could be guaranteed in certain aspects. However, once the battlefield entered the human cities, the city would indeed be in a half-lost state. However, there weren't many residents left in Lin and City. Think about it, when this kind of situation happened, they would definitely run to a safe place. The entire Lin and City was filled with soldiers. They were all human warriors and those who had volunteered to join the battle. Lin Xian, Xiao Runing, I'll hand over the command of your million-strong army to you. Is that all right? Murong Feng walked over and said to Lin Xian and Xiao Runing, let Miss Xiao do it. As for me, I'll go with the team to deal with some demon experts. Lin Xian said. Xiao Runing nodded. That's fine too. I have no objections. That's good. At this moment, the mountains roared and the seas roared. In the distance, dust filled the sky. Chapter 1870. The 7th, 9th, and 15th armies of the Demon God Temple had already reached the city. They were only about 5 kilometers away. 5 kilometers was the distance to the barrier outside the human city. No, that wasn't it. It was the distance to the human army. Don't think that 5 kilometers is a long distance. It is. But think about it. 10 million soldiers are still 5 kilometers away from the boundary of the human race. What kind of number is 10 million soldiers of the demon race? 5 kilometers is too close. Reporting. According to our calculations, there are about 20 million soldiers attacking Linen City. They are all in front of us. The scout reported. Murong Feng frowned. They are all in front of us? There are very few in other places? Yes, very few. It's almost negligible. Then, those people began to discuss something. 20 million isn't a small number. If there weren't the previous 2 attacks, it would be about the same as our estimates. The number of soldiers attacking this time might reach 40 million or even more. However, the fact that they're sending all of their forces to attack us, the demon race is going all in. Because think about it, a city wasn't like the ancient cities where you could just attack the main gate. In fact, even if you wanted to attack a city, you wouldn't just attack the main gate. You could attack the city walls from many positions. However, you can attack a city from dozens or even hundreds of kilometers away from the city at the same time. And now, the demon race was only attacking this place. This was quite abnormal. Normal people wouldn't do this. But after thinking about it, it seemed that they could think of some possibilities. Could it be because the previous 2 attacks caused the demon race's army to suffer disastrous losses? Now that they have lost the capital to attack in a large area, they are thinking of gathering their forces to attack this place? It can be considered as cutting off all means of retreat. There is this possibility. There is another possibility. They want to lure the tiger away from the mountain or cross the sea by deceiving us. On the surface, the main battlefield is here. But in reality, when we move the soldiers from other places here, the other places will suddenly attack? Or perhaps they want to focus all our attention here so that they can attack from other places. This is also possible. Murong Fong muttered to himself. Let's not worry about it for now. We should be able to defend this place. Try not to attack other places. If there are experts, send some reinforcements. Don't leave all of them. This is to prevent the demon race from using a trick. Do everything in the most careful way. We must avoid any accidents. Murong Fong ordered. Yes. This was because the reason was very simple. This enchantment was actually equivalent to a protective umbrella for the human race. Once the enchantment was broken, this line of defense would be lost. When the human race fought, they were very worried about the Fae invading the human race's cities. Because human cities were complicated and full of skyscrapers, every place, every room, every corner could hide demonic beasts. Even if a certain number of demonic beasts broke into a human city, it would cause great danger and destruction. Of course, it was still okay for now because the people of Lin and City had basically been evacuated. It was just that if a certain number of demon beasts entered the city, it would be half lost. The difficulty of this battle would increase tremendously. The human race had to prevent such a thing from happening, and the demon race had a very high chance of doing so. This was because it would be foolish to gather forces to attack a single point. Of course, this did not rule out the possibility that they wanted to forcefully disperse this point. The demon army had arrived. Lin Xian and the girls stood there, ready to fight like everyone else. When the demon race army arrived, many people began to feel fear in their hearts at the sight of the densely packed demon race army. Under normal circumstances, even if there were so many people standing in front of everyone, it would be scary enough, let alone demonic beasts. Demon beasts looked even more terrifying, ferocious, or even bigger. The pressure they exuded was still very great. In front of the demon army was a group of demon experts. These were definitely not all of them. Most likely, there were even more demon race experts not too far away from them. However, there were quite a number of demon experts. There were more than 10,000 of them. This scale was indeed somewhat terrifying. But on second thought, this was still considered a small number. This was a war between humans and demons. It was very normal for more than 10,000 demon experts to lead this army. There were many humans as well. These 10,000 were definitely not all at the heavenly Tao realm. Although there were quite a number of them, they were not weak either. Furthermore, this was a simple battle at a single point. To have so many of them, and not to mention that they were not all of them, was already quite impressive. Leading them were 2 white-haired elders and a person who looked relatively younger. They were likely 3 Fey gods from the Fey God Temple. Who is the one who can speak for you humans? An elder stood there with his hands behind his back. He looked especially impressive, as though he was already the victor. He was even filled with disdain for humans. Murong Fong stood forward. Why? Does the second patriarch of the undead want to give me a cordial greeting before the battle? Murong Fong laughed heartily. Then, since you know that I'm leading the undead here, hand over Lin and City obediently. State your conditions. After Lin and City is handed over, my undead race will withdraw from this war between humans and demons. What do you think? The elder said indifferently. These words were rather surprising. In fact, saying such words in front of the world and being a top expert was rather believable. It was really possible for them to withdraw. However, Lin and City was extraordinary. He only said that the undead would withdraw, but in fact, how many undead could there be? Tens of thousands of clansmen? It was true that they would bring great pressure to the human race, but they definitely wouldn't make a profit. Think about it. Not to mention how important Lin and City was, just in terms of morale, the human race voluntarily giving up a city was simply slapping themselves in the face. Everyone from the undead race, you established the 15th Fey God Temple not long after coming into being. You stand on the opposite side of the human race. This isn't a problem, but isn't your words a bit too funny? If you want to live in Lin and City, my Lin and City, including the human race, will welcome you with open arms. But now that you've joined the Myriad Demon Alliance, you're saying such words. It's truly laughable. Morong Fong said. So you're not willing? Pang. A stone was thrown at the old man. The old man easily caught it and crushed it. His eyes focused as he looked in the direction the stone was thrown. Lin Xian smiled and said, I say, old man, you're really interesting. Then let me ask you, if a person has a wife, then comes to you and asks you to let him play with your wife. In the future, when he finds another wife, he won't touch her. Are you willing? There's something wrong with your head. Everyone. Chapter 1871. The undead elder angrily pointed at Lin Xian. Lin Xian of the human race, he. Of course, the undead elder recognized Lin Xian. Especially when he saw Lin Xian throw a stone at him and say such words, it attracted the applause of the human race. Lin Xian's words directly sent them to the general's side. Don't talk nonsense. Lin Xian said, either you fight or scram. What's the point of talking nonsense here? Do you think that the undead race is so awesome? Do you think that you're kings just because you're standing here? Actually, that's not the case. To be honest, in the eyes of the human race, the undead race is only a group of people who used to be more powerful. However, you still can't make any big waves. So, don't think too highly of yourself. Well said. Morong Fong nodded. Everyone from the undead clan, we, the human clan, have already given you enough face. We respect your former status on the continent. Compared to enemies, we, the human clan, would prefer to be friends with you. However, since you are unwilling, we, the human clan, will not be nice to you anymore. I hope you can understand that respect is mutual. Morong Feng's aura then surged forth. As Morong Feng's aura surged forth, everyone else's aura also surged forth. The entire Linen City was shrouded in a terrifying aura. Humph. The undead elder coldly snorted. To be honest, they were very superior because the undead race was a top-notch existence in the entire race. They were superior in their bones. However, because of the words of Lin Xian and Morong Fong, everyone felt that something was wrong. Because what they said seemed to make sense. In fact, they felt that it made sense. Respect was mutual. Previously, the human race did not have any hostility towards the undead race. Even when the undead race came before the human race and confronted them, the human race's attitude had always been good. At the very least, they did not give off the feeling of being mortal enemies. They lost. In terms of structure, the undead race had been crushed by the human race. However, a battlefield was a battlefield. Since they had chosen to side with the demon race, they had to fight against the human race. Good. Since that's the case, let's not waste any more words. The auras of all the undead surged. Then, the 7th, 9th, and 15th demon god palaces released their auras at the same time. All the experts of the human race and the monster race unleashed their auras at the same time. Their strength was unimaginable. Everyone, listen up. The undead clan elder shouted. Kill them. Roar. Then, countless demonic beasts charged towards them. Brothers. Morong Fong raised his arms and shouted. For our homeland, kill. Kill. Kill them. In the blink of an eye, countless forces from both sides clashed. There were some experts who rushed into the clouds, fighting in the void in the distance. Lin Xian looked at the girls beside him and said, Then let's kill them too. Yes. Following that, they rushed over. Zhao Yunqi, and Xin, and the others were also fighting, but they were fighting on a simpler battlefield. They were fighting a large number of demonic beasts below. Time slowly passed. Just like that, a day passed. That's right. Lin and City had been fighting for an entire day. No one knew how many demonic beasts had died, nor did they know how many humans had died. In short, the surrounding air was filled with the smell of blood. Running on the ground, they would sometimes trip, and what tripped them were the corpses on the ground. The ground under their feet was already soaked in blood. When they ran at full speed, they would sometimes step into a blood pit. Their entire body was covered in blood. On their faces and arms, it was unknown whether it was the blood of others or their own. However, as the battle progressed, everyone's fighting spirit became stronger. At the beginning of the battle, you would be afraid of death and be restrained. But as the battle progressed, the smell of blood would gradually make you lose your mind. Especially when others hit you, it would make you angry and reckless. And what made you lose your mind was exhaustion. Only when you were exhausted did you realize that you were still alone and needed to rest. Some people were already exhausted from the battle. They wanted to run to a place where there was no one, retreat, rest for a while, and then rejoin the battle. That was normal. But some people ran back, while others could not run in time or could not run at all. Under normal circumstances, this war between humans and demons would be counted in years. Even if Lin and city was taken down, there would be another city. The demons would continue to attack, and it would not be limited to Lin and city. And if humans lost Lin and city or another city, they would think of ways to take it back in this war. This was no longer a small fight. Lin Xian, we can't keep fighting like this. Ling Ying, who was covered in blood, flashed to Lin Xian's side, panting heavily. I know. Lin Xian nodded. It was not that they could not win, but the pace was too slow. Were they really going to fight for years? In this day's time, Lin Xian and the others' opponents were the undead race. How to put it? For humans, the undead race was indeed the most difficult to deal with, because of the undead race's special power. And Lin Xian and the others pulled the most difficult task onto themselves. They had to bear more pressure themselves. They had to bear as much as they could. They had to reduce the pressure on others as much as possible. The main thing is that we want to hold back more of them, but they are not fools. They will also choose to deal with us with as few people as possible. At first, the demons did not pay any price and sent a large number of experts to deal with Lin Xian and the others. Then they realized that they could not. They could beat them, but they could not kill them. Then they gave up and chose to use fewer people to hold back Lin Xian and the others. If you hold them back, they will hold them back too. Although Lin Xian and the others killed many of them, it was useless. Distant water could not quench the present thirst. No. I have to make them come to me. Lin Xian. How? How? Simple. Lin Xian looked at the battlefield in the distance where the demons and humans were fighting. Whoosh. Then Lin Xian flashed over. Law of destruction. Whoosh. Countless demonic beasts within a 10,000-meter radius all fell to the ground in unison. And this scene instantly attracted the attention of the demons. No. We still have to kill that Lin Xian. He has the law of destruction. Chapter 1872. Lin Xian's law of destruction was known by others, but not many people knew about it. Not many humans knew about it, let alone the demon race. They only knew that Lin Xian had the law of creation. This was something that everyone knew. Unfortunately, not many people knew about the law of destruction. And Lin Xian's strength was extremely exaggerated. Others might have the law of destruction, but their destructive power was definitely incomparable to Lin Xian's. Moreover, if you, as a top-notch expert, were to attack a crowd, you could be blocked by others. Then, the power that could destroy a large area would be useless. And the law of destruction could not be blocked at all. This was because the law of destruction was released with one's mind. It was instantaneous. And Lin Xian was now at the 3-star Heavenly Dao realm. The range and strength of a 3-star Heavenly Dao realm's law of destruction was unimaginable. In the blink of an eye, a large area of demonic beasts had been cleared out by Lin Xian's law of destruction. There was only one outcome to this, and that was that the experts of the demon race would never allow Lin Xian to continue killing them in such a manner. Under such circumstances, he alone could cause a large area to break out of the encirclement. And against such strength, the Fey race really did not have many solutions. The only solution was to kill him, or rather, prevent him from having the energy to release the law of destruction. This was because the release of the law of destruction, especially the effects of the law of destruction, expended a lot of spiritual energy. Quick! A few more of you go and kill that Lin Xian first. Even if you can't kill him, you must not let him have the energy to release the law of destruction," shouted an elder from the 7th Fei Temple. Yes. Then, a group of experts charged at Lin Xian. Lin Xian's lips curled slightly. Wouldn't he have achieved his goal then? Be careful. Morong Yu reminded him. Don't worry. 3 days later. That's right. Another 3 days. These 3 days passed by. It was unknown how many people had died. Some had even lost their consciousness from the battle. The demonic beasts retreated. It couldn't be helped. The 3 demon god palaces really couldn't take down Lin and city. There were too many soldiers defending Lin and city. In addition, a large group of powerful human experts were fighting with their lives on the line. Especially Lin Xian, he was too damn fierce. With so many Heavenly Tao Realm experts pursuing him, he was the only one who returned. The other Heavenly Tao Realm experts did not return. Then, he rested for a while before releasing the law of destruction to instantly kill large numbers of demon beasts. Then, the demon race sent out a large number of experts to hunt down Lin Xian. The cycle repeated itself. 3 days, 3 times. 3 times, they had lost over 100 Heavenly Tao cultivators. It's as if you think that hundreds of Heavenly Tao are nothing in this war between humans and demons. In fact, you only need to think about how terrifying the power of over 100 Heavenly Tao cultivators erupting at the same time was, and you would know how great the loss of the demon race was. In a week's worth of battles in Lin and city, the demons probably didn't lose 100 Heavenly Tao Realm experts. However, all of them died at the hands of Lin Xian. If they didn't return, it clearly meant that they had been killed by Lin Xian. If they weren't killed, why couldn't they come or contact him? In fact, it was very, very difficult to kill a Heavenly Tao Realm expert, but Lin Xian was the most special person. This was because Lin Xian had the qualifications to kill a Heavenly Tao Realm expert. Phew! Outside Lin and city, everyone was slumped to the ground, gasping for breath. Countless wood and water elemental warriors had arrived to treat the injured. Then, the injured were brought to countless makeshift hospitals. There were even warriors dealing with the corpses. The entire space was filled with a terrifying smell of blood. Lin Xian and company sat in a corner. Lin Xian was smoking a cigarette while the others were drinking water, sleeping, or eating. Their bodies were covered in wounds and blood. However, Lin Xian used the laws of creation to make them feel relaxed. The blood and dust were gone. They could no longer raise their hands. Just raising their hands would cause them to tremble slightly due to their lack of strength. After fighting for 6 days and 6 nights, even though they were at the Heavenly Tao realm, they could no longer withstand it. At this moment, they no longer wanted to get up. They didn't even want to move. Perhaps many others weren't as tired as them. This was because they had fought especially hard in this battle. They had not held back at all. They had done their best. They had really done their best. As for Lin Xian, he knew that the girls beside him, and Xian, were fine. He was relieved. This should be considered a complete victory for us. Lin Xian said. The few of them opened their eyes. Yeah. It feels like the demons are about to change targets. If they can't take down Lin and city, they will definitely change targets. Fortunately, the demonic beasts of the 3 demon god palaces had suffered heavy losses in the previous 2 battles. Otherwise, based on the situation of the past week, the possibility of Lin and city falling would be quite high. This was because with the 3 Fey temples suffering heavy losses, it was difficult for the humans to withstand them. Furthermore, it was built on the premise that their morale was extremely high. Therefore, Morong Fong and the other upper echelons immediately held an emergency meeting after the battle ended. The demons would not let the matter rest. The war between humans and demons had only just begun. After all, it was calculated by years. There's nothing we can do. We can only do our best. Lin Xian took a puff of his cigarette before stretching his back. At this moment, Murong Fong walked over. They stood up one after another. There's no need. Rest. Murong Fong said. Then, they sat down. Uncle Murong, what's the mission? Murong Fong said, there's no mission for now. After all, the battle has just ended. A lot of specific data hasn't come out yet, including how the demons will move. Therefore, it's best not to act rashly. I'm here to see you. Lin Xian said, we're fine. It's just that we've been fighting for too long, so we're a little tired. Thank you for your hard work. Murong Fong patted Lin Xian's shoulder. All of us have seen your battles. We've seen how hard you've worked and how hard you've worked. Thank you for your hard work. It's my duty. Lin Xian said. Yeah, rest well. We're monitoring the movements of the demons. Maybe we'll need you to complete some mission. Lin Xian nodded. Okay, we understand. Well, rest well. I'll go first. Murong Fong left after saying that. Chapter 1873. Lin Xian and company lay there to rest. A day passed just like that. The demon race was already preparing for their second attack. This was because the demon race did not wish to give the humans a chance to catch their breaths. However, the demon race needed to catch their breaths as well. Therefore, they had an empty day. However, the demon race definitely needed some sort of plan. And this time, the experts from the Myriad Demon Alliance had arrived. Everyone, we have to take down the humans completely this time. Ever since we took down Lin and City, we have already achieved a great victory in the battle over at North Eye City. We have almost completely taken down North Eye City. Now, we are just waiting for your good news. An elder stood there and swept his gaze across everyone. In the previous battle, the undead had suffered the least losses. This was because the undead strength was evident. It was rather difficult to kill them. The few that died were killed instantly after being suppressed by their realms. Of course, there were also those that were killed by Lin Xian. I just don't understand how this Lin Xian managed to kill a few of our undead experts. The undead clan elder asked with a frown. Yeah. An elder from the Myriad Demon Alliance nodded. To be honest, I can't figure out what realm the undead were at when they pursued Lin Xian. 3-star. This 3-star was clearly at the Heavenly Dao realm. That Lin Xian is also at the Heavenly Dao realm. Furthermore, I also noticed that Lin Xian was alone. There were several Heavenly Dao experts pursuing Lin Xian, as well as a Heavenly Dao realm 3-star Heavenly Dao expert from your undead. However, none of them returned. In fact, it's very understandable that the Heavenly Dao realm 3-star undead expert must have perished. Therefore, I can't understand how a Heavenly Dao realm 3-star Lin Xian managed to kill so many people, including a Heavenly Dao realm 3-star undead. That's right. This Lin Xian is indeed the most special person I've seen in so many years. There's really no one like him. No matter if it's Su Qining or Mu Qianshuang, they're both incomparably powerful. They're also capable of many unimaginable and extraordinary feats. However, this human Lin Xian is capable of such feats. Therefore, even if he can't do much on his own in this war between the demon race and the human race, this Lin Xian is definitely not to be underestimated. Such a person's realm wasn't particularly high, but it would be too late by the time he reached a particularly high realm. Everything that happened before was impossible, but Lin Xian alone caused us to suffer unimaginable losses. So now, should we get rid of this Lin Xian first? An old man asked. I don't think that's necessary. Although this Lin Xian has a great enmity with us, at this critical juncture, we don't have to involve ourselves in such a big matter for one person, right? I don't think there's a need either. In fact, many of them felt that Lin Xian was indeed very powerful. He was indeed a headache for them, but there was really no need for that. However, there was a group of people who felt that it was necessary. No, I think it's the opposite. This Lin Xian is a person that requires us to expend a lot of effort to kill. The undead old man pondered for a moment before saying, I'm not only seeking revenge for the dead undead experts. Similarly, I've thought of something. This Lin Xian is no longer a simple 3-star Heavenly Dao realm warrior. His abilities, what he can do, and what he did in the past are not important. What's important is that I can now think of something. To the human race, Lin Xian has already become a faith. The undead old man continued, calling it a faith is indeed an overstatement, but think about what Lin Xian has done. As long as Lin Xian is still alive, and as long as Lin Xian kills a demon race expert, the human race's morale will be greatly boosted when they hear the news and see this scene. On the contrary, what if Lin Xian were to die? Another old man nodded. That's right. Although this Lin Xian isn't an important figure in the human race, he's no longer a simple figure in the hearts of those people. Perhaps they don't realize it themselves, but Lin Xian has already become an image of a leader in the hearts of the human race. Just like the leaders of the 3 major factions of the human race. If one of the leaders of the 3 major factions of the human race were to be killed, it would definitely be a huge blow to the human race. Their morale would plummet. This Lin Xian is already close to such an existence. That makes sense. His words received the approval of the crowd. Therefore, regardless of the reason, even if it's just for this reason, we have to kill Lin Xian. Furthermore, Lin Xian will definitely be easier to kill than the leaders of the 3 major factions of the human race. But, how do we kill him? If it's on the battlefield, our target is obvious. If the human race's experts discover this scene, they can quickly reinforce their Heavenly Dao realm experts. It's impossible for them to kill Lin Xian. Furthermore, Lin Xian has a powerful spatial attribute. It's too difficult to kill him. Then we'll beat him at his own game, said the old man from the Myriad Demon Alliance. Doesn't this Lin Xian like to take on all the responsibility? He would rather deal with a few more Heavenly Dao experts. Then, we'll let him do it. We'll make preparations in advance. When he arrives at that place, we'll catch him like a turtle in a jar. We'll let him die there with no way of escaping. When the time comes, we'll bring Lin Xian's corpse over. The human race will probably be defeated. Understood. I have a rough idea of what to do. Yes, we'll do what we need to do. The human race is about to lose some places. They have invested a large number of people in Lin and City. And what we need to do is hold back this large number of people, preventing them from providing reinforcements to other places. That's right. The demon race's plan was actually very simple. It was so simple that anyone could think of it. Lin and City was very important. They had to defend Lin and City, so they poured a lot of effort into it. Then, all they needed to do was hold back the demon race. This was because there were reports of victories in other places. Of course, they didn't only need to hold back the demon race. After all, they had invested 3 demon god temples in the attack. They naturally hoped to take him down, but if they failed, they would hold him back. It was fine as long as they fought well in other places. This was because they were looking at the overall situation. It didn't matter if you won or lost. But now, Lin Xian was in danger. Chapter 1874. Lin Xian naturally didn't realize this. Even the human race didn't realize this. Lin Xian was ready for the next war between the human race and the demon race. What's the situation in front? The human race gathered outside. The demon race has finished preparing their army again and is preparing to attack Lin and City. Lin Xian asked, "Are they just going to attack Lin and City?" That's right. That seems to be the case for now, but we can't say for sure if they will change their direction after taking action. That's not right. They knew that the first attack failed, so why did they still choose to attack in this way? Ling Ying sat there and said while eating a lollipop. Even if she didn't know much about this, she knew that it shouldn't be like this. Because their goal is to pin down a large number of our human race's army in Lin and City. They are holding them back and waiting for the news from the other demon god palaces. We have invested a lot of effort, but we can't support them. So it's a huge loss for the human race. Murong Fong walked over and said. Moreover, they might have wanted to see if they could break through Lin and City, but they failed. So now it's more likely that they are trying to pin us down. So, the appearance of the dragon vein in Lin and City isn't a good thing for us. Indeed, the appearance of the dragon vein made it impossible for them to lose it. If they could hold it, it would definitely be a good thing for the future. But the timing was too bad, so now they had to pay a bigger price. There's no other way. The dragon vein can't be handed over to the demon race. On the other hand, it's fortunate that the dragon vein isn't in the demon race. If it was, although we won't have this problem now, it won't be good news in the long run. An old man walked over and said faintly. Lin Xian nodded. That's true. What's the Radiance Association doing? The Radiance Association naturally didn't send out all of their experts, but they sent out a large number of top experts. The truly powerful ones haven't made a move yet. The Myriad Demon Alliance's top experts haven't made a move yet, so they won't make a move either. That was indeed the case. The Human Clan and the Demon Clan both had the power to restrain each other. If the Demon Clan had a very, very top existence, then the Human Clan would have one too. Since we know that the 7th, 9th, and 15th Fey God Palaces are trying to pin us down, why don't we send some of our forces to reinforce them? In any case, it shouldn't matter if we send out a portion of them. No. What if the demons are waiting for us to send some of them to reinforce other places? Therefore, the best way is to bide our time and not make any moves. We can trust them in other places. Besides, the demon race won't be easily defeated. They won't be able to break in. We just have to do what we should do. But you... The elder looked at Lin Xian and said, Be careful. The demon race must hate you very much. I'm even worried that they will pay some price in exchange for your death in this battle. Lin Xian nodded. I know what to do. That's great. At this moment, a person ran over. Report, the demons are on the move. Murong Fong then quickly looked at the map. Which direction? It's the same one, Lin and City. It's the demons. In any case, they couldn't understand. It was reasonable for the 3 Fey God Palaces to attack Lin and City, but after their failure, they still had to do this. They probably won't make any moves after coming over. They'll just pin us down. Then, the demons came again. Everyone, since we failed, is there a need to attack in the same way again? You don't think this battle is so trivial, do you? What if you humans can't hold on? An elder shouted, Listen to my orders, attack. Murong Fong and the others were a little surprised. Something was wrong. The demons were a group of old foxes, and they were even a group of old foxes who had lived longer than them. They actually attacked the humans in the same way again. Something was wrong. Basically, no one thought that this would be the case, but the demons were like this. Therefore, there must be a demon behind this abnormality. They couldn't figure out where this demon was, so they could only fight. They probably couldn't imagine that the demons were willing to start another war just to kill Lin Xian, to create an opportunity to kill Lin Xian. That was all. It was ridiculous. 2 armies were fighting a war, and they paid such a price to kill one person. It was ridiculous. Lin Xian and the others rushed out again. They didn't think too much. If Lin Xian could think of this, then it was a little ridiculous. The war was still going on. Elder, should we attack now? That Lin Xian has already come out. There's no hurry. The undead elder said, the war has just begun. Let that Lin Xian fight for a day, let him exhaust himself, and at the same time, let the other side make more preparations. Got it. Since they had already made such a big fuss over Lin Xian, what did it matter if they had to expend a little more effort? Lin Xian was fighting very hard. He was really fighting very hard for the sake of humanity. He didn't wish for humanity to live in poverty for many years to come because of a defeat. He knew that a single person's strength was very small, but he wasn't alone. Furthermore, Lin Xian had another reason for working so hard. It was to raise his cultivation realm quickly. When killing Fey beasts, especially on such a scale, be it Lin Xian's nomological destruction, top-notch moves, or Heavenly Dao Realm Fey beasts, his experience increased very quickly. This was also a rare opportunity to raise his cultivation realm quickly. After raising his cultivation realm, it wasn't just to agree to a duel with his master, Yu Liuli, on Mount Tianyao. It was also to have enough capital to enter the God's Awakening Door, and then, return to Earth. Although Lin Xian had forgotten, Lin Xian had left a note for himself. Earth was very important to him, and there was more than one Dongfang Shui waiting for him on Earth. A day passed. Begin the operation. The Fey had issued a secret order. So, dozens of figures charged at Lin Xian at the same time. More than 10 Heavenly Dao Realm experts. Be careful. When Murong Yu saw this sudden scene, she flashed to Lin Xian's side, prepare to fight alongside Lin Xian. It's fine. You fight your own. Leave these 10 to me. Lin Xian swept his gaze and felt that he could do it. He might not be able to kill them, but it would be excellent if he could hold them back. Besides, Lin Xian felt that he could kill them. So, Lin Xian went forward to face them. Chapter 1875. Lin Xian's battle with the Heavenly Dao had also received unanimous praise. The world had a bad impression of Lin Xian. They thought of him as a person. But, after this series of events, Lin Xian had already become a spiritual symbol of humanity. Perhaps it wasn't that exaggerated, but there was absolutely no one who didn't admire him. They didn't respect him. There were only those who were jealous of him. So, Lin Xian had already led the Heavenly Dao away from the main battlefield. Lin Xian, do you think you can fight more than 10 Heavenly Dao alone? Aren't you thinking too highly of yourself? An elder pointed at Lin Xian and said angrily, So what? It's as though I didn't kill more than 10 Heavenly Dao in the previous battle. Then, come on. Shua, the Holy Sword and Shenyuan Sword appeared in Lin Xian's hands. Why was Lin Xian able to fight more than 10 Heavenly Dao alone? Apart from Lin Xian's strength, there was indeed another reason. The strength that Lin Xian's twin swords produced was just too powerful. Furthermore, the might of the two swords was just too great. Attack. Then, Lin Xian engaged in a fierce battle with the dozens of Heavenly Dao. Time slowly passed. The battlefield had undergone a huge change. However, Lin Xian did not notice anything. This was because it was very normal. Heavenly Dao realm existences, especially Lin Xian, had the space to move the battlefield especially far away. But Lin Xian did not notice it himself, but in fact, he was gradually being brought to a certain place in this hearty battle. More than 10 Heavenly Dao gathered together. Lin Xian, you have been fooled. An old man sneered. Lin Xian frowned. He had been fooled? Had they set a trap? Open. Shua, in the massive space around him, an unimaginably powerful space sealed the area. Did the demon race send so many experts just to target Lin Xian? Lin Xian was quite surprised. Furthermore, the strength of this space was extremely strong. Lin Xian basically didn't have the ability to break this space. But, is that all? Definitely not. Lin Xian was clear in his heart. His eyes narrowed slightly, and he began to become completely serious. Come on. Rise. Heaven's Death Array. Shwa shwa shwa. One after another, black and purple light pillars rose into the sky. Above the void, the vortex continued to form, completely trapping Lin Xian inside. Lin Xian. This time, you're dead. The old man smiled as he looked at Lin Xian. All of them sneered. Moreover, they were not the only ones here. Heaven's Death Array. This demon race actually gave me this array. Lin Xian frowned. To be honest, it was really unexpected. He knew about the Heaven Death Array. Logically speaking, even if the demon race had this Heaven Death Array, they should have left it for the top Heavenly Dao realm experts or even more important people. For example, the experts of the Light Association. Lin Xian truly never expected that the demon race would leave this Heaven Death Array to him, Lin Xian. Lin Xian, let's see how you'll deal with this heaven-death great formation. Ha ha ha. The experts laughed maniacally. This Heaven's Death array was a very pure offensive type of array. It was extremely top-notch. It gathered the might of the heaven and earth spiritual powers. Unless you cracked the array, you would be blasted to death by the endless energy. The Heaven Death array's energy was endless, and you, be it your stamina, mental strength, or spiritual powers, would be constantly drained. Even if you can crack this Heaven Death array, you won't be able to do so. Ha ha ha. An old man laughed out loud. Following that, the undead elder came over. He crossed his arms and stood there, watching Lin Xian trapped in the Heaven Death array from a high vantage point. He was doing it for revenge. He was doing it to avenge the undead. After all, Lin Xian was definitely going to die today. Even if he was trapped in this Heaven Death array, he would definitely die. Therefore, it was said that the Heaven Death array was used to deal with very, very top experts. The others did not need to do anything. All they needed to do was watch Lin Xian die in the Heaven Death array. At the same time, they had to ensure that no one from the human race would come to save him. But on second thought, it did not seem like he could be saved. Even if someone came, who could enter the Heaven Death array? After all, the demon race had indeed paid a huge price for Lin Xian alone. The demon race had no other choice. They had to do it because they felt that it was worth it. Heaven Death array. Lin Xian stood there and pondered. If you want to break the Heaven Death array, there are only two ways. The first way is to break any great battle, and that is to use overwhelming power to forcefully shatter the array. And this method is nearly useless against the Heaven Death array. To be able to do so, one would probably have to be at the 10-star Heavenly Tao realm. Lin Xian pondered slightly. The second method is to find the array core. However, although the Heaven Death array's array core is easy to find, it cannot be cracked. Why? This was because the Heaven Death array's array core contained unimaginable strength. If one wanted to forcefully crack the array core, the premise was that one had to be able to withstand that terrifying strength. And how strong was that strength? It was unimaginable. At the very least, one had to be at the 10-star Heavenly Tao realm to withstand that strength, right? Furthermore, one might not be able to withstand it completely. In a sense, the Heaven Death array was an array formation that could even deal with a 10-star Heavenly Tao realm. Even a 10-star Heavenly Tao realm expert might not be able to crack the Heaven Death array because one had to produce strength that could crush a 10-star Heavenly Tao realm expert. And could a 10-star Heavenly Tao realm expert produce such strength? Although it was theoretically possible to do so at the only realm, but, unfortunately, there was almost nothing he could do. These two methods did not seem like a solution to Lin Xian. His physique was very strong, but no matter how strong it was impossible for him to withstand this. As for his augmentation of strength, it was impossible for him to produce strength that could crush a 10-star Heavenly Tao realm expert. Wait. Lin Xian suddenly thought of something. Was he really unable to produce strength that could rival a 10-star Heavenly Tao realm expert? Don't forget that he had the heretical god's expert mark on him. If he released it, together with his augmentation of strength, Lin Xian believed that he could produce strength that could crush a 10-star Heavenly Tao realm expert. But, Lin Xian didn't dare to use this method because he really didn't know how much power was needed to crush the opponent. Lin Xian was confident, but if he didn't have more confidence, he wouldn't use this method. Because if he failed, he would die. He would really die this time. However, he could defend against the array core. Chapter 1876. Lin Xian's aura erupted. Heretical God Force. Creation Laws. Paramount Sage Heart Sutra. Strength doubled, defense doubled, psyche doubled. Shua, at the same time, Lin Xian held two holy swords in his hands, augmenting his strength. Realm Enhancement Domain. Activate. Earth Elemental. Metal Elemental. Lin Xian used all the strength that could augment his defense. Then, Lin Xian strode towards the array core that was condensing the blackish-purple energy. This Lin Xian actually knows the solution to the Heaven Deathmatch array. He's indeed not simple. Not far away, the Fey experts were conversing. So what? He also knows how powerful the Heaven Deathmatch array is. He also knows how to crack it. He also knows that if he doesn't crack the array, death is certain. Therefore, there's only one path in front of him, and that is the array core. Unfortunately, even if he knows where the Eye of Truth is to crack the array, what's the use? As long as he walks over, he's doomed. How many seconds can a Heavenly Tao Realm 3-star withstand the impact of the array core's energy? But I'm just worried that he will be reduced to ashes by the impact of the energy. If this Lin Xian is reduced to ashes, the effects might not be as good for us. That's right. If we were to carry Lin Xian's corpse in front of the humans, the impact on them would be even greater. And without Lin Xian's corpse, the effects of this plan might be greatly reduced. That's fine. We can film this scene for the humans to see. Besides, this Lin Xian might not be reduced to ashes. Look at his aura. They watched from afar as Lin Xian approached the array core. This aura is at the 6-star Heavenly Tao realm, no, 7-star, right? It's no wonder this Lin Xian was able to kill so many of our Heavenly Tao realm experts. It's because he can produce such terrifying strength at the 3-star Heavenly Tao realm. This increase is a little exaggerated. It's really exaggerated. Thankfully, we are using the Heaven Deathmatch array. If not, it might really be hard to tell. However, so what if he can produce strength at the 8-star Heavenly Tao realm? Won't he still be unable to withstand it? They weren't flustered at all. Taking 100 million steps back, even if Lin Xian charged out of the Heaven Deathmatch array, there was still a ridiculously powerful spatial seal beside him. He wouldn't be able to escape either. Then, even if he broke through the Heaven's Death array, his condition would be almost negligible. At that time, he could easily kill him. In other words, if Lin Xian was able to keep him alive and killed him in front of the entire human race, the impact on the human race would be even more exaggerated. However, it was Lin Xian looked at the terrifying Heaven Deathmatch array core in front of him as it released its power. To be honest, just by sensing it, he knew that walking in was equivalent to sending himself to his death. However, Lin Xian could only take this path. He had no other path. He still had some confidence that he would be able to walk this path. Lin Xian then extended his hand and probed the powerful force. At the instant his strength made contact with the force, Lin Xian felt as though a pot of boiling water had been poured over his hand. It was constantly being poured, and in front of this pot of boiling water, Lin Xian was like an ordinary person's hand. Lin Xian hurriedly pulled his hand back. F***K. Who could withstand that? Ha ha ha. Upon seeing Lin Xian's actions, the others could not help but laugh. As for the Heaven Deathmatch array's power, it would not take long before the overwhelming force blasted at Lin Xian. Lin Xian took a deep breath before walking straight in. The powerful force immediately poured down on Lin Xian's body. The pain was unimaginable. Lin Xian had released all his strength. Then, Lin Xian took out a pill and consumed it. He really went in. The people outside were secretly alarmed. They were truly impressed that others could feel the pain when they saw others enter. However, there's no other way. He will die if he doesn't enter. He can only enter. That's true. Lin Xian entered the array core. To destroy the array core, Lin Xian had to forcefully withstand the terrifying force and constantly use his strength to attack it. At that moment, there was no need to talk about his strength being able to crush a 10th stage Heavenly Tao realm expert. This was because it was also the array formation's weakness. And the difficulty was that he did not have enough time to destroy the Heaven Deathmatch array. But now, Lin Xian needed the time. From the looks of it, I can only release it. Lin Xian's eyes focused. The Heaven Deathmatch array was too powerful. He had no confidence if he did not release the heretic god's mark. Shwa, suddenly, a black surging force blasted out from the Heaven Deathmatch array. What power is this? The people looked at the Heaven Deathmatch array in shock. This is... Their eyes focused. Suddenly, a few people's pupils constricted. Heretic God. This aura seems to be the heretic god's power. What? Heretic God. An ancient heretic god. Why is the heretic god's power on him? Could he have obtained the heretic god's heritage? This? Then, could he have the heretic god's mark on him? Their pupils constricted violently. To be honest, this was something that no one expected. If it was the heretic god's mark, and if it could produce sufficient might, then, with the heretic god's power, it might really be able to crack the heaven deathmatch array. Boom! Before they could react, the powerful heaven deathmatch array blasted out an extremely powerful force. Then, the massive heaven deathmatch array was destroyed just like that. Following that, Lin Xian, who was wrapped in black power, stood out. Everyone. They were stunned. Oh my God! This Lin Xian really managed to escape? Lin Xian stared at the crowd with reddened eyes. I never expected that this power would be used here. It's still a bit of a loss. Lin Xian sneered. But, by saving my life, killing all of you shouldn't be considered a loss. Run. We are not his match. Their pupils constricted as they spoke. This might was at least the might of a heavenly Tao realm 10-star. Furthermore, it felt like it could crush a heavenly Tao 10-star. Even if there were another 100 heavenly Taos, they would not be his match. Then, they hurriedly withdrew the surrounding spatial forces. However, just as this force was withdrawn, an even more terrifying spatial force appeared. It was released by Lin Xian. Chapter 1877. An extremely terrifying spatial force sealed them. Gulp. All of them gulped mouthfuls of saliva. Behind them, the power that erupted from Lin Xian was so strong that it was beyond their imagination. This was a strength that could completely crush them. Ignoring Lin Xian's strength, even a heavenly Tao realm 10-star expert would be able to crush them. This was because the highest realm among them was only at the heavenly Tao realm 9-star, and that was the undead expert. And the difference between the heavenly Tao realm 9-star and 10-star was a massive chasm. Furthermore, at that moment, Lin Xian's strength was at the heavenly Tao realm 10-star level, and it was not a simple heavenly Tao realm 10-star level. It was extremely terrifying. I'm an undead. You can't kill me. Just as the undead expert finished his sentence, then, he let out a tragic cry. His arm had been sliced off by Lin Xian. Although he was an undead and could regrow his arm after being sliced off, it would still hurt. So, Lin Xian's target shifted from the elder to the others. Spatial seal. Lin Xian released a powerful spatial force. Lin Xian's spatial force was invincible to begin with. Lin Xian's mastery was at 100%, and his mastery was at 100%. At the same time, Lin Xian's realm and strength completely overwhelmed theirs. Even if they were to attack like crazy, they wouldn't be able to break through such a spatial seal in a short period of time. And under normal circumstances, what kind of situation was a spatial seal? In the case of the same realm, if their normal combat strength was about the same, then the space seal could be quickly broken, and if a normal space attribute cultivator's realm was 1 star higher than yours, then you could also solve the problem brought about by the space force in a short period of time. It was just that spatial effects were limited. In a battle between experts, 0.1 seconds was enough to turn the tide of the battle. Actually, there's really no need for you to spend so much effort to deal with me. There's really no need for that. I don't understand why. Lin Xian slowly walked towards them. Lin Xian's spatial seal had reached a level where they could not break through it no matter how hard they tried. That was right. At this moment, they were desperately attacking, but they couldn't break through. They could only watch as Lin Xian approached them. As for the undead expert, his arm had already grown out. His first reaction was to abandon everyone and flee into the distance. But his body crashed into an invisible spatial seal. Lin Xian didn't even look at him. Because Lin Xian knew that there was no need to care about him. Lin Xian wanted to deal with everyone here first before going to deal with the undead expert. Ah! The old man turned his head in horror and saw Lin Xian's figure slaughtering the people he had brought with him. Why does he have the power of the evil god? Why? The old man looked at this scene in horror. This was a complete suppression. Lin Xian didn't even need to use much strength to kill those people, including him. For the first time in his life, the undead elder felt such horror. Especially after his realm reached the heavenly Tao realm 9 stars, he was no longer afraid of anything. This was because even if he was fighting a heavenly Tao realm 10-star expert, it wouldn't be a problem for him to escape, right? Especially since he was an undead, it wasn't easy for him to die. And the only power that could kill him was none other than this. This was a power that exceeded the 10-star heavenly Tao realm. Although it was still at the 10-star heavenly Tao realm, the difference wasn't trivial. Flesh and blood splattered. After they were killed, their souls still existed. As long as the soul didn't die, the person wouldn't die. They could possess a person's body and possess it. They could even reconstruct a body. Therefore, when facing a heavenly Tao realm or even a great void realm expert, one had to kill their soul along with them. Only by doing so could one truly kill a person. After Lin Xian killed them, he absorbed their souls. The souls of heavenly Tao realm experts were definitely great nourishment. And Lin Xian happened to be in dire need of soul force. Things like creating laws did indeed require a lot of soul force. Then, Lin Xian looked at the undead elder. His pupils constricted violently. During this period of time, he had been trying his best to break through the spatial seal and escape. But despite all this time, he had failed. He was in despair. Lin Xian. He gulped a mouthful of saliva as he looked at Lin Xian. I don't understand. Why are all of you targeting me? All of this, including the attack on the humans, was all for me, right? Lin Xian also figured it out. Why was it that despite the Fae's previous attack being more intense, they failed? And despite their failure, they still chose to use such a method to attack the humans? There was no need for that. Therefore, be it Murong Feng or anyone else, they had thought of many possibilities, but they never expected the Fae to repeat their mistakes and use such a method. So now, Lin Xian knew. However, Lin Xian was puzzled. Why? Yes. The old man nodded. In fact, at his realm, the more he did not want to die. He still had quite a bit of lifespan left. He still wanted to reach the heavenly Tao realm with 10 stars. After reaching that level, he still fantasized about having the chance to touch upon a higher realm. So why? Am I that important? Lin Xian stared at him. To the humans, you are a very special figure. You are similar to the image of the leaders of the 3 major factions. If we kill you and bring your corpse to the humans, it will definitely affect the morale of the humans. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. You think too highly of me. No. Then what if you kill me and bring my corpse to the humans? What if the humans see it and end up inciting their fighting spirit? What if all of them are enraged and fight the Fae? The elder did not say a word. In fact, there was a possibility of this happening. On the contrary, the powerful leaders of the human race could use this kind of thing to achieve better results. Forget it. Lin Xian looked at him. The undead are not the enemies of the humans. Why do the undead target the humans the moment they appear? Lin Xian looked at him. The elder did not say a word. Whatever you want, the humans can give it to you. If you become friends with the humans, you can go to Lin and City. I welcome you. Lin and City is mine. And now, I can be certain that the Fae will not be able to take down Lin and City. This is because we humans are not as simple as you think. Go back. I won't kill you either. After all, we might not necessarily be enemies. Lin Xian removed the space and left, leaving the elder behind. Chapter 1878. The war between the humans and the Fae race was still ongoing. However, the Fae race, including the humans, were unsure of the situation with Lin Xian. The Fey race was still waiting for their good news. As for the humans, they were naturally paying attention to Lin Xian. However, what Lin Xian was able to do previously, he would definitely be able to do the same now. Furthermore, they believed that Lin Xian was powerful and had many trump cards. Furthermore, he had spatial attributes. Typically strong spatial dimensions could not trap Lin Xian, so no matter what, he should be able to escape. Until they sensed that something was amiss when they sensed the terrifying heaven and earth anomaly from afar. No good. Morong Feng's eyes focused. What power is that? That power was too powerful. In fact, they had noticed the power of the array from the very beginning. However, they initially believed that it was a martial technique. It was very normal for a high-star heavenly Tao realm warrior to create such a phenomenon. However, the power from before was too exaggerated. And this power was actually released by Lin Xian. I don't know. That must be Lin Xian over there. He might be in danger. An expert by the side said. No. We have to reinforce him. Little Yu. Morong Feng shouted. Morong Yu landed beside him. Lead your team. I'll assign a few top experts to you. Go over there and check on Lin Xian's situation. Morong Feng hurriedly said. All right. Morong Yu also guessed that something might have happened over there. She obviously wanted to go. Ha ha ha. At this moment, the seventh Fey Temple's Fey god laughed out loud. He felt that it was about time. Then, he laughed out loud as he looked at Morong Feng and company. He laughed and said, It's too late. It's too late. What's too late? Morong Feng bellowed. It's too late for you to save him. That's because that Lin Xian is already trapped in the Heaven Death Array. Looking at the time, it should be about time for him to be released. Ha ha ha. What? Upon hearing this, many people's pupils constricted. Heaven. Death Array. Bastard. Morong Feng pointed at him and angrily shouted, You demons are truly despicable. You actually used the Heaven's Death Grade Array to deal with a child. Ha 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 ha. The demon god of the 7th Demon God Temple laughed. So what? In this battle, do we still need to talk about this? Your Excellency Morong Feng of the human race. Ka ka ka, they clenched their fists tightly. Bastard. Ling Ying cursed angrily as a black fog surrounded her body. Whoosh. Her eyes were red as she rushed over at an extremely fast speed. You're courting death. The 7th Demon God Temple Master narrowed his eyes and sent out a terrifying force. Be careful. An expert beside Morong Feng also moved to block in front of Ling Ying. Morong Yu used the space to forcibly pull Ling Ying over. Calm down. Lin Xian won't get into trouble that easily. Morong Yu held Ling Ying's shoulder. Ling Ying's eyes were red. Believe in him. Morong Yu consoled her in a deep voice. In fact, how could she not feel terrible? But what could she do? The only solution was to believe in Lin Xian. However, she was also feeling terrible. She was also afraid. This was because she knew what the Heaven Deathmatch Array was. It was something they would definitely learn at the Martial Arts Academy. Ha ha ha, the 7th Demon God Temple Master laughed out loud and said, Believe in him? Believe in him for what? Don't deceive yourselves. Ha 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 ha. The Heaven Deathmatch Array is a powerful array formation that even a Heavenly Tao Realm 10-star would die in. How can he survive? Don't hold any hopes of getting lucky. Don't think that he won't fall for it because the power just now is the Heaven Deathmatch Array's power. He's already dead. What? Even a Heavenly Tao Realm 10-star would die in there? Some people didn't know much about the Great Death Heaven Array, but after hearing this, those who thought that Lin Xian could survive lost their confidence. At that moment, a voice sounded. Is that so? Then why did I come out? Everyone turned to look in the direction of the voice. Holy shit. Lin Xian. Lin Xian. Lin Xian. Swish, on the battlefield, Ling Ying, Morong Yu, Han Chushue, and the rest rushed towards Lin Xian. Woo woo woo, Miao Xiaomiao threw herself into Lin Xian's arms. Bastard! You bastard! You scared me to death, woo woo woo. Miao Xiaomiao kept hammering Lin Xian's chest as she wailed. Alright. I've made everyone worry. It's fine. Didn't I come back in one piece? Morong Fong heaved a sigh of relief. He looked at Lin Xian and nodded in admiration. Good job. Really good job. What? Everyone from the Fei race revealed looks of disbelief. This is Lin Xian? He came out. How was that possible? How was that possible? There was basically no one in the world who could come out alive from the fatality formation. How was that possible? If he came out, then the others. Lin Xian comforted them, then looked at the 7th Fei God Temple's monster god. Say, aren't you thinking a little too simply? It's just a fatality formation. Do you think it can kill me? Everyone? Where are the others? The others? Of course they're dead. Whoosh. Lin Xian. Lin Xian, Lin Xian. Brothers, Lin Xian is fine. The ones who died were the scum of the monster race. What are we still doing here? Everyone, kill. Kill. Kill them all. The humans' fighting spirit soared as they charged at the monster race with all their might. Bastard. Bastard. The 7th Fei God Temple's monster god cursed. Retreat. Listen to my command, everyone retreat. The monster race was utterly defeated by the humans and desperately retreated. Lin Xian was led into Lin and city by a group of girls. Are you all right? They surrounded Lin Xian with concern. Lin Xian shook his head. I'm fine. Damn. He didn't usually have the chance to gather so many girls together. He didn't expect it to be because of this. Linya stood behind him, wiping away her tears. As long as you're fine. Morong Qing nodded. In the future, it's best not to do this, really. Lin Xian nodded. Don't worry. After this incident, I don't think there will be any big problems in Lin and city. It's my problem. I was actually confident, but I didn't tell you. As long as you're fine. Morong Fong and a group of human higher-ups ran over. Good boy. Morong Fong hugged Lin Xian, then patted Lin Xian's back hard. You scared me to death. Thank goodness you're fine. Lin Xian smiled. I've made everyone worry. Chapter 1879. Indeed. This matter was very dangerous. Without this method, Lin Xian would really be dead. Time slowly passed. Just like that, a month passed. During this month, the war between the human race and the demon race never stopped. However, because the 7th, 9th, and 15th demon god palaces suffered setbacks here, Lin and city was very safe. The human race also had victories and defeats. There were also cities that had fallen, but overall, everything was under control. The demon race was full of confidence in this battle. Now, both sides were evenly matched. Huang Shi also didn't make a move in the 2nd demon god palace. However, at the same time, she didn't help the human race. This was already very good news. It was enough. Everyone. Morong Fong, a group of leaders, Lin Xian, and the others held a meeting together. A month has passed. At present, the situation is still under control. We are confident that the human race will not lose. Everyone applauded. Lin Xian. Morong Fong looked at Lin Xian and said, Thank you. Lin Xian stood up and said, There's no need to thank me. As a member of the human race, this is what I should do. Sure enough, I didn't misjudge you. He nodded at Lin Xian with satisfaction. I'm relieved to leave Xiaoyu to you. Morong Yu. Wait a minute. They still haven't confirmed their relationship. Next you have a mission. The situation in Lin and city is temporarily under control. You may need to support other places. We need you. Lin Xian, Han Chuxue, and the others stood up, no problem. At this time, someone knocked on the door. "Come in." "Leader, the undead clan's leader requests an audience." "What?" Everyone looked at each other in surprise. "What is he doing here?" "I don't know. It's just one person. He said he wants to see you." Morong Fong nodded. "Everyone, please leave for a moment." "Leader," he said, "there's no need to leave. It doesn't matter how many people there are." "Oh." Morong Fong frowned, then nodded. "Okay, let him in." "Yes." After a while, the door opened and an old man walked in. His gaze swept across the crowd. Everyone was also looking at him. Finally, his gaze landed on Lin Xian. This old man is Si Chenqiu, the current patriarch of the undead clan. He cupped his fists at the crowd. Although they were enemies on the battlefield, he was now like an envoy. When two armies faced each other, the envoy would not be killed. "What do you mean by that?" Morong Fong stood up, stared at him, and asked. His tone wasn't very good either. They weren't friends, so there was no need for him to be polite. "This old man is here to make peace," Dai Chenqiu said. They were all astonished. "After an internal discussion, the undead have decided that we will withdraw from the demon camp." Everyone, hearing this, they all felt that it was inconceivable. Wait a minute. Could this be some kind of conspiracy? After all, they had been quiet for a month. "What do you mean by that?" Then, Dai Chenqiu looked at Lin Xian and said, "I'm very grateful to little brother Lin Xian for sparing this old man's life. From this, you can see the difference between the human race and the demon race. I think that there is no hatred between the undead clan and the human race. Because we have just been born, we feel that the demon race can win this war. For the benefit of the entire clan, we decided to join the demon race." He paused for a moment, then continued, "Little brother Lin Xian is right. We don't have any hatred with the human race. Moreover, little brother Lin Xian has shown us the difference between the human race and the demon race. Therefore, the undead clan will withdraw from this war between the human race and the demon race." Hearing this, everyone revealed a happy expression. Lin Xian. Lin Xian again. This Lin Xian has really done too much. If that's the case, then everyone is happy. Morong Fong said, "It's just that our undead clan has already thought it through. We will not join the human race to fight against the demon race. After all, we belong to the demon race. In this war, we will not provide any help. Everyone can rest assured that we will not enter Lin and city. There is no need to worry that this is a conspiracy." Dai Chenqiu said, "Of course." Then, he bowed to everyone. "I sincerely apologize for everything that we have done to the human race. You don't have to be like this. This era is like this, especially for a clan leader. Sometimes, a choice is not as simple as a simple wish." Morong Fong said. Dai Chenqiu raised his body and nodded. "Indeed." Then he looked at Lin Xian. "Little brother Lin Xian, this old man is very optimistic about your future. The future is yours. I also hope that the human race can win. The human race will definitely win." Lin Xian said with a smile. "Yes. Then, this old man will go back first and wait for your good news." Actually, he chose to withdraw from the demon race camp. The reason was definitely not as simple as Lin Xian. Of course there was, but they wanted more things. For example, judging from Lin Xian and the current situation, the demon race really had no chance of winning. Even if this war continued for another 3 years, they still could not win. Then why did they have to do this? Why bother? Anyway, his undead clan was there. They could not lose anything. Even if they gained something, how much could they gain? This is really good news. After he left, everyone showed an excited expression. There were not many undead clan members, but the battle strength that they could display was very terrifying. For this group of people to withdraw from the battle with the human race, it was definitely a good thing. Spread the news. When everyone knows about this good news, they will definitely have more fighting spirit. Someone said. That's right. Someone thought for a while and said, that's right, I'm still afraid that this is a conspiracy. Actually, there is no need to worry about this. Whether the undead clan joins or not does not have a huge impact on the overall situation. However, this news can bring about a very good effect on the overall situation. There is no need to worry about the undead clan suddenly doing something. As long as there are no problems with the defense of Lin and city, there will be no problems. Understood. Then, Murong Feng looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian, you have made another contribution. Hey, Uncle Murong, we are a family. Why are we talking about this? We are not a family. This is your contribution to the human race. Lin Xian scratched his head. When this battle is over, you will get what belongs to you. Lin Xian nodded. Actually, he did not want anything. He only wanted one thing, and that was the God's Awakening door. He did not know if the Radiant Association would agree to this. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.